Hey, what's going on, chat? Yo, I appreciate the raid. Mahone, hope you had a good stream. Hope you had a good flight back from, where'd we come back from? San Diego? Yeah, what's going on, chat? Appreciate the resubs there. Appreciate 32 months there. Guaps, 34 months, Professor Elm. 20 months, Golden Face. Appreciate it. Today we're gonna be watching San Diego regionals. Won't get through all of it. Definitely won't get through all of it today, but we'll start it. Might get through all of day one. Who knows? We'll see. Gonna start and see where it takes us. I'm pulling up some deck lists. Round one or round three. I don't know. Round three, round four, day one. Appreciate the 4 months there, Yunsifer. 27 months coming in from Villa. Appreciate that, Villa. Appreciate the 2-month resub there, Darby. Let's find these lists. Oh, wait, we don't have the lists yet. I have Makani's list. I can maybe find Sosa's list on their Twitter. Yo, appreciate the gifted sub there. Sunny Games over to the Kit Kat Project. Welcome to the pack, Kit Kat. Fresh out of barbecue sauce, but we got plenty of chicken. Okay, I found Sosa's list. Let me see here. All right. This might be how I have to find the lists. All right, so we have Makani's list. We have Sosa's list. Where all the lists at? It depends on the tournament organizer. It depends on the tournament organizer. Some of them release all the lists immediately after the tournament. Some of them release none of them, and then Robin like pieces them together by people's tweets. So yeah, sometimes we don't get all the lists. Immersion ruined. You'll be all right. All right, let's get into it. We got a lot of rounds to go through. Start with round. I think this is round 3. I think we get in here at round 3. I can even check. 3850. Yeah, round 3. What is wrong? Is this the camera? See, I think there's 2 things that could be going on here with Sosa's prize cards. Either Sosa put them upside down, or the camera is by accident flipped on the production side. My guess is going to be that Sosa put them upside down. That's my guess. Yeah, it depends on when Robin gets the RK9 data, or if Robin gets the RK9 data. I think sometimes Robin just doesn't get the RK9 data. Gibby's list should be close to Cracklers. Yeah, if not the exact same 60. Sosa put them upside down? Yeah. I was like, that would be my guess. That would be my guess, is that Sosa put them upside down. Why is it so hard for Pokemon to start streaming from round 1? I don't know. I think it has something to do with like how long the production staff works, or what time they start working, or something like that. I'm not sure how they decide what round to pick. I'm sure it has something to do with that though, because that's like the only reason. Like, I mean, I talk to like the casters. I know most of the casters personally, right? So I know they would probably be down to stream more rounds if they could. You appreciate 21 months there, Hollywood. So yeah, I think they would be down to stream more rounds and cast more rounds, but it probably is on like the production side of things, which is like how much the production actually wants to, or how long they want to be live. I would assume. I don't know though. I don't actually know. All right, I'm gonna turn this music off. Where's the I might just go with no music, to be honest. Maybe we just go no music. Or I was going to put on the lo-fi music. Put on the lo-fi. This music's too distracting, though, for me. You appreciate the 13 months there, Thomas. Appreciate the 7-month resub there, doubles. Congrats on getting another top 16 finish. Top 8 coming your way. Hopefully. Maybe I'll just get top 16 at every tournament for the rest of the year. That wouldn't be a terrible track record, but it would be nice to get some top 8s in there. This might be kind of loud to start with. Daddy Pika doesn't want to play the overtime rate. Yeah, something like that, maybe. So bored of this format. I don't know what to play for Orlando. Yeah, this format is exhausting for sure. Day 2 of San Diego, I played against 5. Day 2 of San Diego, I played against 5 Lugias in a row. It was so annoying. And like every round was just until the last round. Last round I hit a mirror match, but the first 5 rounds before that was just all Lugia. It was exhausting. It was awful. It was terrible. I played against a lot of Lugias in general. I don't know how many Lugias I played against total. It's probably close to around 10. I played against Riley. I played against John and Riley in day 1. So it's at least 7 Lugias. And I'm pretty sure I hit 2 other Lugias in the tournament. I hit 1 mirror match, 1 Mew, 1 Eternatus Wheezing. What else did I hit? Oh, hang on, the cat's meowing. I gotta go let the cat inside. It's raining outside. I'll be right back. All right. So second and third deck choice for the event? I don't know. I don't even know if I really had one, or if we really had one. You hit 3 Lugia mirrors, such 13 games. Only 3? Yeah, I played against at least... I played against at least 8. I think I probably hit 9 Lugias in the tournament in general in 15 rounds. I definitely was 5 day 2. I just kept hitting them. Hold up. Yeah, I hit 5 day 2, at least 2 day 1, but it was definitely 3 or 4 in day 1. So it's so hard to remember what you played against in the tournament. All I remember is I hit. What did I hit? I hit Riley round 1. I hit Lost Box round 2. My bad. I was dealing with a cat. All right, let's do this. So round three, Sosa versus Makani. Arceus Cheese versus Gudra. I think Gudra is probably favored in this matchup. There's a Gudra prize for Sosa, which is pretty bad. And I guess going first is probably going to be a pretty big deal as well. But my guess would be that Gudra is favored in this matchup. Now, Sosa doesn't play a ton of healing. The only real healing that Sosa has is from the Gudra's ability, which does full heal it. But And pretty good start here from Sosa as well. Battle VIP pass, has the Greninja. Sosa also doesn't play any way to find basic Pokemon. Plays 0 ways to find basic Pokemon besides Battle VIP pass and then a couple capture energy. So those are the only ways to find basics. Gets the Goodra though. Actually has a really good hand. This hand is actually kind of insane. Here comes the Greninja to draw 2. And probably should try and flood the board with the Comfies. And just like get a lot into the lost zone. I don't love the capture energy on the Goodra too much. I think you'd maybe want to save that to be able to pivot between your Comfies. Like you don't need. So the one thing is like Sosa doesn't play Hyper Potion or anything like that. It's the only way to heal is just the ability, but plays 4 Mirage Gates. So you don't really need to preemptively set up energy here as Sosa, I feel like, onto your Goodra. Excuse me. I feel like you can do it kind of all in one turn. Like set up the Goodra all in one turn. Here comes the Comfy use. I think there's 2 Chorus in the hand here for Sosa. So I would like to see Sosa have like kept this energy in the hand to potentially pivot a Comfy to a Comfy. Or even end the turn with like a Comfy with the energy. We don't know how many switch cards you're going to hit as Sosa. But so far, game 1 is looking real good for Sosa. Keeps benching. I also don't like this from Sosa. Keeps benching the second Comfy back down. I mean, you're probably going to bench it, but you should wait. Because one thing that actually could happen here from Sosa is you could draw into like a Battle VIP pass, and you could Battle VIP pass for like 2 more Comfies on the bench, and you might not want this Comfy specifically back on the bench, but you do want the rest of the Comfies out of your deck. So I don't like this Comfy getting benched back down immediately from Sosa. You should wait until you see what you're drawing. I think Sosa has all 4 Chorus in the hand here, actually, which is not terrible. It's actually not a great thing for Sosa, because now if Makani plays Marnie, all of Sosa's Chorus are going to the bottom of the deck. That's what I was talking about as well. Like, you could have had this capture energy on the active Comfy here, or even on the bench Comfy, and that way you just have like a pivot set up off of a Comfy. Like you could also just draw into another energy and pivot out of a Comfy later instead of pivoting out of the Goodra. But I think having the energy set up on the Comfy, I like a little bit more. I guess no, maybe that doesn't make any sense for actually how Sosa sequenced out their turn. Actually, never mind. I'm like kind of tripping on that actually, because Sosa wouldn't have been able to net chain the Comfy if the capture energy was on a Comfy. So no, this makes sense the way Sosa played the energy actually. But the thing I didn't like is Sosa played the energy before using. It didn't really matter too much anyways. No, I think I'm fine with the way Sosa played the energy actually. I'm just like overthinking that. All right, heavy ball off the rip from Makani. I don't think took anything. And like I said, this actually opening for Sosa is weird because if Makani does have a Marnie, and Makani does have a Marnie, so this could get really bad for Sosa really fast. Preemptively benching Comfy is definitely suboptimal. Yeah, it'll probably make its way to the bench, but you don't know for sure if it'll make its way to the bench, so you shouldn't bench it down immediately. It's one of those things where it's like the chance of it punishing you is low, but if it does punish you, you're going to be feeling pretty bad. And grabs the Empoleon, so Makani might have like Retreat to Empoleon plus Marnie here, which would actually be really, really bad for Sosa, because all 4 of Sosa's Chorus are in the hand. Sosa also does play 3 Marnie, but you do need to get to that Mirage Gate so you could potentially attack turn 2 with Goodra. I think that's going to be the major game plan here for both decks here, is to attack turn 2. Like, you want to go first, attack turn 2, and kind of go from there. So when you go first, you definitely want to be able to pull off that turn 2 attack, but if the Empoleon makes its way into the active here with 4 Chorus on the bottom of the deck, it's going to be hard for Sosa to pull off a turn 2 attack. And there's the Air Balloon for Makani, and a double Turbo Energy to the Empoleon and pass. So really hoping that Sosa doesn't have a way to, or doesn't get an escape rope here, which I don't know if Sosa was expecting the Empoleon here from Makani. Yeah, I don't know if like Sosa was expecting the Empoleon from Makani. It's a Sinnoh and a Cram. Could definitely see a Sinnoh hit the field here. Attaches to the Comfy. I almost would just like the attach to the Goodra at this point, to be honest, I think. Yeah. Puts a Sinnoh in play, and then there's the Marnie. Sinnoh going to be a little bit annoying for Makani here. And the Goodra is close to being set up. One other thing about nets the Comfy, sends up the Cram. But I think Sosa forgets here that Cram can't attack because of the Empoleon. Yeah, definitely forgot. All right, yeah, Sosa, definitely a mistake there from Sosa. I don't no, I don't think I like the net on the Cram there, or the net on the Comfy there. Especially with the Temple of Sinnoh in play, you don't know if Makani is going to be able to actually pull off an attack this turn. There's the Starbird, though, so Makani will be able to pull off an attack, or should be able to pull off an attack. We should see, like, Collapsed plus Water Energy, and then try and keep the Empoleon in the active as long as possible to be slowing Sosa down. Giving some thought on what to take here. I think has a boss in hand as well, so could boss up the Goodra. But past that, doesn't have any draw supporters to work with. I appreciate the 20-month resub there, newbie. Definitely needs to collapse. I think that might be... Let me check. Yeah, Makani's only out. Oh, no, has a Punkaboo as well. So Makani has 2 outs to the Temple of Sinnoh, and Israel does play 3 Temple of Sinnoh. So Israel can 100% win the Stadium War. But Makani does play a lot of basic energy as well, so it's not like a huge deal. Has collapsed. Has the water, has the boss. So it might just take a knockout on the active here. Make sure you draw a prize card, get something else to work with. But goes for the boss. So going to put the pressure on the Goodra. But this is awkward for Makani because Makani can't guaranteed attack next turn. I don't know if I like this play from Makani. Because then you're hoping Sosa didn't draw very well. And Sosa's still in an awkward spot because Sosa wasn't able to shuffle their deck last turn. So still all 4 Culvers for Sosa are on the bottom of the deck. So it goes for the hit. And over to Sosa. Has a boss. No way to move the Goodra, though. Could attack with the Goodra. I forget what the Goodra V's attack is, though. There's a boss. Boss is up the Arceus V. I like that from Sosa. Gonna go with the hard retreat. Of course, there is a Mirage Gates in the deck, though. So we'll be able to potentially recover. Gets rid of Water Energy. Gets the Goodra V-Star. Has, like, not much else. Actually, he's probably pretty close to 7. Does have a Mirage Gate in hand, but I don't think it's quite at 7 yet. Another Comfy to the bench. I don't want to forget that. And then pass over to Makani here is probably going to be the play here from Sosa. I can't imagine doing anything else. Oh, there's the V-Star power for the heal. This does play around like retreat to Arceus boss. I wouldn't play around that as Sosa here, though. I think that's actually a mistake there from Sosa. Like, if Makani has energy to Arceus, switch card boss in a 4-card hand with no Starbirth access, I would just give it to Makani and go to game 2, to be honest. Because this is already such an awkward situation. If Makani just has retreat plus attack, Makani's in such a good spot anyways. If Makani has the retreat attached boss KO your Goodra V, I would just give Makani the win. Because once you pull off an attack with Goodra, what do you have? Let's see, you have 170 HP left, minus 80, looking at 250. So if Israel can attack with Goodra before you use its ability, Israel can get off an attack with Goodra, then it gets hit, then you'd be able to heal all of that damage. So I think that's a mistake there from Sosa. I think you should have just been like, all right, if you have that combo, let's just go to game 2, and I'm fine with that. And there's the attached pass from Makani. Capture Energy top deck here from Sosa. Should start with, actually, oh no, it doesn't matter here. I was going to say, actually, I would like to see Sosa play the Capture Energy first to shuffle the deck, but actually, because Sosa's bench is at 4 and there's a Collapse Stadium in play, Sosa can't play the Capture Energy. Sosa can't play the Capture Energy here and actually search the deck because there's nothing to search for. The Escape Rope's awkward. You definitely don't want to play that here as Sosa, but it would be that versus... Yeah, actually... this is actually just a mistake from Sosa. Definitely shouldn't have played the Escape Rope yet. I think what Sosa should have done first here... There's 2 plays Sosa could have done here. Could have gone hard retreat the Comfy to the other Comfy. Use Comfy, get 7 in the Lost Zone, then play the Mirage Gate to shuffle the deck. Or the other play would have been to use Greninja to draw 2 to try and find a way to get the other Comfy to the Comfy. But when you play the Escape Rope, Makani's just going to send up the Empoleon, which means you can't use Comfy anymore, or Cramorant. So now I think this is once again another mistake from Sosa. The Escape Rope should have never been played first. It's possible towards the end of the turn you might play the Escape Rope. But what Sosa should have started with was either retreat Comfy to Comfy, use Comfy, or use Greninja with the Capture Energy out of hand. Then maybe the Escape Rope sees play. But now it's kind of awkward for Sosa. I don't even know. He does still have a boss, so can still use this boss at some point, but... there's the boss, and then there's the other Comfy. I guess maybe you always play it this way though, Sosa. Now I'm rethinking it myself, actually, to be honest. I guess maybe that is fine. You play the Escape Rope. You know you're gonna play the boss. I think we still use Greninja first here as Sosa, though. Well, no. Okay. Maybe actually no. Maybe Sosa is onto something here with this play, actually, because now you can get to 7. Okay, actually, I think Sosa's correct here. I was second guessing it, but now the way I'm seeing it play out, because now you can play the Mirage Gate. Now you even got the Ordinary Rod, so you can play Ordinary Rod first. I don't know if you want to play the Ordinary Rod, though, because you don't want to play Ordinary Rod and fill your deck up with energy if you don't need to. And I don't know how many waters and metals are in here. There's not a ton. So this is why checking your prize cards is super important, because if there's no... Because now when Sosa plays this Mirage Gate, there's going to be extra energy. So I don't actually like this Mirage Gate sequence here from Sosa, unless there was no extra waters in the deck. But... if there was a water and a metal already in the deck, then you shouldn't play the Ordinary Rod yet, because you don't actually want more basic energy in your deck. So we Mirage Gate to the Gudra, and then we use Greninja to discard the Capture Energy. Okay, actually, I like how the sequence actually ended up playing out here for Sosa, to be honest. At first, I was a little skeptical, but I see what's happening. Ooh, and then we actually get the Mirage Gate again, and there was a water and a metal. So definitely, like I said, definitely a mistake from Sosa to use the Ordinary Rod, but it's fine. Got the water, got the metal. And now Sosa can actually retreat and actually maybe even knock out the Espeon. I don't know how much HP the Espeon has. There's the retreat. Here comes the Gudra, and it is a knockout. Okay. And we could have been at a point, where the Gudra still had the V-Star power. Once again, I didn't like Israel using the V-Star power. So we could have had the V-Star power to work with here as well. The only real thing that I feel like Sosa has to look out for is not overextending the energy in play, so Espeon can kind of punish you. In this game in particular, there is no Espeon to worry about anymore. Took out the Espeon B, but for future games, I think it's like the only thing to really worry about. There's the Capture Energy, and then here comes the Trinity Nova for 100 damage. And then the Aerodactyl is going to be the heavy hitter in this matchup. Let me see how much does it hit for. I forget how much it hits for. 240 minus 80, so we're looking at 160. So currently doesn't actually KO the Gudra. But Sosa's not going to be able to win this game with one Gudra. Is going to need that other Gudra that is prized. We'll see how long it takes for Israel to get there. Also has a second Ordinary Rod, so we could see Sosa go with second Ordinary Rod to recover Gudra V, get Gudra V back into play. Let's see. Has a Marnie in hand right now, I think. Might be a boss. I don't think so, though. Yeah, the Aerodactyl is looking a little scary. Not too scary. And it also does start to mill Makani's deck every time it attacks, so. And just going to be a hit. Okay. Just going to hold on. Just hold on and hit. Could have used Greninja there. Sosa chose not to use Greninja. Yeah, I think it is a Marnie in the hand there for Sosa. Could have played the Marnie as well. So the one thing that Sosa could be digging for here could be Ordinary Rod. To be able to recover the Gudra V if you can't find it off the prize cards. Like if the Gudra V's in the last 2 prize cards, then... Yo, I appreciate the 32 months there, Fancy Cat. Like mats or dual mats better, and why? Mats. They just feel better to me. Capture Energy to the Arceus. Surprised they didn't say anything to Sosa for having discard on top, deck at the bottom. That's actually interesting, Pablo, because yeah, I feel like they usually do say something, but I actually had a friend who plays that way who didn't have. They were like, it was like fine for them to play that way. Okay, Arceus. Oh, the Aerodactyl attacked with the other attack. I don't even know what this thing does. Hold up, let me read this attack real fast. Rock Crunch, fighting colorless, 120, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Discards the metal. Sosa does have another metal in hand. So that's not going to be a big deal. Found the Ordinary Rod as well. Probably doesn't need the Vacuum. And got the Sinnoh to bump the Collapsed. And has the metal in hand. And we'll be able to Ordinary Rod now this Gudra back. So we see metal come down. Doesn't put down the Temple of Sinnoh. That's interesting there from Sosa. Maybe doesn't want to open up the bench space for... No, but Makani has a bench space to work with. I would have probably thrown that down there as Israel. Because you want to potentially be able to bench a Gudra V plus maybe something else. Also take away the special energy options from Makani. Maybe not. Maybe it's not that important to put down right now. I think I would have thrown it down. Now you see now Makani Marnies you and it's another card going back to your deck. If Makani had 0 bench space to work with, I don't think I would have put the Temple of Sinnoh down. But because Makani has 1 bench space to work with, I think if I was Sosa, I would have wanted another bench space to work with myself. Doesn't have the Ordinary Rod anymore. That's like the big deal here. And didn't get a KO on this last turn. So there's no... there's a Crowback grab there from Makani. Curious as to what they're digging for here. Yeah, there's no way to get another Gudra V in play as Sosa. And that might be what comes to like kind of like end this game here for Sosa. Once again, this kind of goes back to, like I kind of mentioned that Sosa could have held onto the V-Star power for longer. I think definitely could have. And Sosa not doing that, we see is coming kind of around to punish him. Because Sosa could have like used the V-Star power last turn and healed another 100 damage off the Gudra. So that could be like a big turning point as well. All right, there's the Aerodactyl V-Star for Makani. If they want to use it, it does do a lot of damage. It definitely KOs this Gudra. Actually, it might be the only thing that KOs this Gudra. I don't know if an Arceus even would KO this Gudra here. So I think Makani has to use the Aerodactyl. And heal with the heal doesn't really matter. Oh, it does stop. Nothing super relevant going to the loss zone. I guess the Pumpkin could matter. And the heal actually does matter because Cram can't get the KO now, actually. All right, so Israel's got to do some digging here. Has to find that Ordinary Rod. So something Israel could have done. It's weird, though, because like for Israel, the only way to find your basic Pokemon is Capture Energy or Battle VIP Pass. And you can't use Battle VIP Pass past the first turn. But Israel did have the Capture Energy in hand, so could have played the Capture Energy first to shuffle the deck. And then play the Colress after to try and find the Ordinary Rod, which is on the bottom of the deck because of Marnie. I'm not sure about that sequence, though, because Capture is also your way to find... Capture Energy is also your way to find the what's it called? Gudra. Actually, but no. That's the only way to shuffle the deck for Sosa, is Capture Energy or Ordinary Rod. So I think it's 100% correct there for Israel to have attached the Capture Energy first. Because actually the only way for Sosa to... actually shuffle the deck is Capture Energy or Ordinary Rod, but the Ordinary Rod's on the bottom of the deck and what you need to find. So it was actually correct for Sosa to play Capture Energy first to shuffle the deck because you have to find that Ordinary Rod. And then you hope the Colress finds the Ordinary Rod, and then you hope some combination of Comfey plus Greninja can find the Gudra. So definitely a mistake there from Sosa to not attach Capture first here. Or actually could have played one of those, the Mirage Gate in the hand. I think Sosa still has 4 Mirage Gate left. So actually, I think the sequence I would like to see was from Sosa would be play Mirage Gate, maybe take an energy out of the deck, depends how many energy are left, and then that shuffles the deck, and then you play the Colress as Sosa, try and find the Ordinary Rod, keep the Capture to then find the Gudra V. So Sosa should have started the turn with playing the Mirage Gate, because right now the Ordinary Rod's trapped on the bottom of the deck. And now we're just still digging down, but this isn't going to ever lead to us finding the Ordinary Rod. We never find the Ordinary Rod with this sequence from Sosa. And I don't know if Sosa realizes that or not. More Crams coming down. There's a switch into the Cram. Yeah, we can't ever find the Ordinary Rod unless we shuffle the deck first. And there's just a punch on the Aerodactyl. So this will probably put Sosa behind in the prize exchange. The board state's a little bit awkward for Makani, but I think we'll probably see Makani go back into the Empoleon this turn, depending on how much energy Makani has left. Because one thing that could happen is the Empoleon could get trapped in the active. We see them aggressively thinning out the deck here. Gets the Flying P. Quick balls that away. Gets the Drapion. But yeah, attacking with Empoleon would definitely be best here for Makani. If the second Air Balloon is left in the deck for Makani, that's probably what you go for. Yeah, there's the setup. And there's a Marnie. I'm not sure I love that Marnie there from Makani, unless you're really trying to not hard retreat your Aerodactyl. I guess you do need to find another energy for your Empoleon a little bit later on, though. Comes the hard retreat. Retreat to the Empoleon. And actually, Makani has a... Charon's Care in hand, so could put this double turbo energy onto the damaged Arceus, and then Charon's Care the Arceus to get the energy back and attack again with the Empoleon. I think I would like to have seen that from Makani, to be honest. Okay, Ordinary Rod for Israel. Finally sees it. The Marnie gets them into it. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Marnie from Makani because, like, you do want to find more energy so you can continue attacking, but then it's like, okay, Sosa didn't find a Gudra V last turn. Does Marnieing them give them more outs to the Gudra V? Which the answer is yes, and it does give Sosa more outs to the Gudra V. Gets a Cram. I don't like the Cram grab here from Sosa. I don't think you're ever using that third Cram. I could be wrong. It could play out where you want that third Cram. But I feel like you want one Cram to KO the Aerodactyl, and then you're hoping to win the game with the Gudra. So I'm not a huge fan of the Cram grab, I don't think. Did grab some energy as well. And does have a Marnie and a Colress. We'll probably see the Colress here. And I would finally like to see this Temple of Sinnoh. And once again, I feel like Sosa once again is getting kind of punished for not putting that Temple of Sinnoh in play. We saw Makani had kind of free reign with the double turbo energy. I never really needed that 5th bench space. So once again, I think a mistake from... Oh, no. Okay. So Sosa didn't put the Temple of Sinnoh in play so they could utilize Capture Energy. I forgot about that interaction. Never mind. Don't mind me. So the reason Sosa didn't put the Temple of Sinnoh in play is because Sosa needed to be able to use Capture Energy, potentially to find the Gudra V. We see still Sosa has not found Gudra V, and there's just a pass. Of course, can't use the Comfeys. Could have used Greninja. There was an energy in hand there for Sosa. I think Sosa hasn't used Greninja every time Empoleon's been in the active. I don't know. I'm sure I want to bet Sosa knows that you can use Greninja. Maybe I'm wrong on that, actually. But there's been a couple times Sosa hasn't used Greninja. But also, Sosa is low on energy here and needs to save the energy to make sure that he can actually attack with another Gudra. All right, Ultra Ball for Arceus V from Makani. Needs to find a way to move this Empoleon or attack with it again. That's what I was saying. I kind of like the idea of moving this double turbo that Makani moved from the Empoleon to the Arceus. You could have moved it to this Arceus, and I think Makani has the Charon's Care in hand. Of course, if you get Marnie, that play's not available, but if you can't attack in general, there's the Charon's Care. Oh, but the Charon's Care also recovers the air balloon, but then you don't get to keep the Empoleon in the active. So I think I would have liked the double turbo to go there, so you could have attacked with Empoleon again. You do get to attack this turn as Makani, but you don't get to attack with Empoleon, which is definitely worse, because this does give Israel access to the Comfies on the next turn. Loads up a water on the Empoleon. Has at least one double turbo left. There's a Cram send up from Israel. Israel really needs to find this Goodra V. Has energy left in the deck. Water and Metal in hand. Goes for a boss on the Aerodactyl. So it's going for the prize card this turn. I'm not a huge fan of this, though. I don't know how this ever wins. Yeah, I don't like this play from Sosa. Actually, this always loses Sosa the game, I feel like. I feel like Sosa always loses because of this play, right? Because now Makani's going to go push. Ends up pushing Empoleon, which I like. Goes push Empoleon. But now Makani goes attack. Boss attack. I feel like Sosa needed to go. Actually, I don't even know if that would have made a difference. If you get the V down as Sosa this turn versus next turn, does it really make a difference? I guess you still always lose the boss. But now Sosa has to like send up the Goodra V to be hit ahead of time. Isn't Goodra prized? There is a Goodra prize, but there's also one in the deck that Sosa could have gotten if they had played Marnie. If Sosa played Marnie this turn, they could have found a Goodra V. They did get the one off the prize cards here. Connie's counting the remaining energy, it looks like. The Empoleon can attack. Goes with a research. Gets rid of a switch. Not many cards left in deck for Makani. Actually, is it just one? But if there is a boss left, then this should just win Makani the game. Attack this turn, boss next turn. Because I don't think Sosa... Well, Sosa might be able to get Comfy and Greninja out of play, but then is the Goodra going to survive, would be the question. I don't know how many net Sosa has left. Not many cards left in deck. The only draw supporter in hand is the Marnie as well, which would reset Makani's hand. Isn't that on the Comfy? Goodra up. Temple of Sinnoh now. And there's the Marnie. So Makani is not decking out. I think Makani only has one card left in deck. Yeah, it was an interesting decision earlier on from Sosa. You could either bump with the Temple of Sinnoh, but if you do that, you can't use Capture Energy. And if you choose not to bump with Temple of Sinnoh, then you allow Makani to continue to abuse the double turbo energy. There's just the pass from Sosa. So if there's a boss from Makani, Makani wins. Makani's already played through. Makani only plays 2 boss. I don't know how many boss are left for Makani here. Also, just hitting the active is pretty good here from Makani. Got a 3-card deck left. Sosa would need Evolve plus the Mirage Gate to actually pull off an attack next turn. They just shuffle both energy to the bottom of the deck, the water and the metal. So, all right, there's the punch. There's a boss in the deck here for Makani. Just didn't draw it. Punch for 180. But even if you take 80 less next turn... Actually, no, it is 200 because of the Temple of Sinnoh. All right, we should go to game 2 here as Sosa. The top deck is bad. Even if the top deck was a Mirage Gate, if you have 200 damage on you, minus 80, you're still taking 100. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the game is always lost there for Sosa. I think Sosa probably should have conceded a little bit sooner. Maybe there was some weird play where like a boss would be able to trap something on Makani's board. I mean, it wouldn't have happened. Makani still had a double turbo left, I believe, but yeah, like I said, I definitely think it's a favorable matchup for Israel. There's a couple things I didn't like from Israel's play. I think the V-Star power was used too early. I think Sosa was playing a little bit scared of a play that was unlikely to happen. It looks like the judges are flipping Sosa's prize. Once again, prize the Goodra V, which is not good. But I don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. Pricing, actually, it's in the last 2 prize cards. That's pretty rough. But the matchup, I do think, is favorable here for Israel. I think it is a favorable matchup here for Israel. Looks like a mulligan as well for Makani. The Aerodactyl's prize, which is the heavy hitter in this matchup, and it's in the last 2 prize cards as well. So not going to find that this game either, probably. See how good of a start Sosa has. Back at it with the Comfy Battle VIP Pass. Looking for a Comfy. Yeah, unfortunately, the Goodra is prized. going to be annoying. So might grab Greninja here. Might grab Goodra. We'll see what Sosa goes for. We'll also see what else is in the hand. Goes for second Comfy. And then hopefully this game, Sosa actually gets off a turn 2 attack with the Goodra. Got a net, so a lot of Comfy uses coming up, but not much else besides that, it looks like. Here comes number 1. Goodra, V-Star, or Switch. The Switch is pretty nice. In a hand where you don't have too much to dig with. But you do need to find a Goodra V-Star at some point to attack. 1, 2, Vacuum or Parasol. Actually goes with the Parasol. Okay, that's okay against the... Yeah, Sosa did just get attacked by the Aerodactyl V, so I guess that's reasonable. The nice thing about the Vacuum, though, is the Vacuum does increase your loss zone size potentially a turn sooner. So I don't hate the Vacuum hold there from Sosa. Greninja or Energy. You hate to see those choices. Oh, goes with the Energy over the Greninja? Okay, that's an interesting choice. Doesn't put down the Temple of Sinnoh. I don't know how much I like that from Sosa. Turn 1 Temple of Sinnoh. It takes away your capture energy on your next turn, but it does stop the Trinity charge from Makani potentially, and it looks like Makani does have that Trinity charge here. Has an Ultra Ball in hand, so could go grab something else. And probably is going to eye up that Espeon. Maybe the Empoleon again. I don't know. The Empoleon seems like it's going to be a turn slow here, though. So I don't know if I like the Empoleon grab here for Makani. Actually, Makani is thinking about grabbing Luminion for Marnie. That's actually super interesting. Luminion for Marnie when they had the research in hand. I wonder what's in the hand here for Makani that they're trying to conserve. These last 2 cards must be pretty important for Makani to want to put them back in the deck. I'm actually very curious to know what these 2 cards are. I think one of them was a Hyper Potion. I don't know what the other one is, though. I think one of them was a Hyper Potion. So yeah, had the research, could have just played the research and Ultra Ball for like a different Pokemon to Trinity charge to. Very interesting choice there from Makani. Draws into the Espeon, and not much else though from what I can see. Boss, Double Turbo, Quick Ball. And here we go, Trinity charge. Hopefully checks and sees that the Aerodactyl's prized. The Aerodactyl V-Star anyways. So probably going to look to get the Espeon in range, and then also maybe put an energy on the active Arceus. So maybe you go like 2 to Espeon, 1 to Arceus, 1 to Espeon, 1 to Arceus, 1 to Luminion, just so you can shuffle it back into the deck at some point. Okay, I like that. And then the Lightning to the Espeon. Okay, so Espeon's energy away, and so is the Arceus. Here come the Flower Selectings. Net reset. There's a Colress, and get rid of Battle VIP Pass. So when you get to 7 here for Sosa, doesn't have the V-Star yet, and still needs a Mirage Gate, but is getting pretty close. Here we go, Colress. The Parasol. Sort of cram in Metal. I was going to say we could get rid of the Parasol here, but it's apparently really afraid of that Aerodactyl's attack. Doesn't want to have to deal with Aerodactyl. All right, another Net. Another Comfy. Still no V-Star. 1 did hit the loss zone. There's none prized, though. So there's still 2 left in the deck. 2 switch cards in hand here for Sosa. Definitely thought Empoleon stopped Greninja. That's the way it seemed. I'm not going to lie. Just Comfy again. Gets rid of the escape rope up to 9. I mean, we're past the count where it matters. There was no Mirage Gate actually here either for Sosa. Yeah, I think Sosa is just whiffing here. Temple of Sinnoh comes out. Like I said, I would have hated to see Temple of Sinnoh hit the field from Sosa last turn to stop a Trinity charge. And stop Makani from being that much further ahead. Temple of Sinnoh comes out this turn. But now Starbirth to bump it isn't going to be an issue at all. There's an escape rope in the hand here for Sosa, which I think is Sosa's debating using. So once again, no turn to attack for Sosa, even though they went first, which is kind of the goal in this matchup, I feel like, for both players. You want to go first, you want to turn to attack and try to snowball your lead from there. Like I said, I do favor Sosa. I think I favor Sosa if you can set up 2 Goodra, though. And I think, I mean, that's been a struggle for Sosa so far in the last game. And it might be a struggle for Sosa this game as well, because there is still a Goodra prized. So eyeing up the Pumpkin here for Makani. What else would Makani grab? Or what is Makani going to do with this? Because the rest of the hand wasn't good last turn. I don't know what the top deck here for Makani. It might just be into another Trinity Charge, to be honest. It might be into a Trinity Charge here. We'll see. Nope. Attach another double turbo active and then play the Marnie. So valuing keeping the boss and putting double turbo on the active. So we're not going to be swinging very hard with this Arceus V-Star here. Fresh hand for Israel, and definitely going to find them. Like I said, probably going to find them a V-Star, and I think Israel actually just has the V-Star in hand already. There's the Espeon, but as long as Sosa doesn't put too much energy in play, the Espeon's not going to be hitting very hard. So like if you just have 3 energy in play as Sosa, it only hits for 180. So the better thing to load up here is Makani, I think. I don't know. I think maybe the Espeon's a little bit of a trap here for Makani, because like the idea of the Espeon is like kind of cool. I appreciate the 17-1 3 sub there, Soul. The idea of the Espeon's kind of cool. It's like, oh, if they put more than 3 energy in play, I'm hitting pretty hard with my Espeon. But it's like, why would Israel ever put more than 3 energy cards in play? There's like no reason to, especially when you put the Espeon in play. You would never do it, right? I feel like the Espeon's a little bit of a trap. Espeon still gets 2-hit KO'd, but it's worth 3 prize cards. So if you end up with something like Pumpkaboo in play that can get 1-hit KO'd pretty easily, then it allows Sosa to go like 2-3-1 or 1-2-3, whatever you want to say. 3-2-1. Yeah, I feel like the Espeon's a little bit of a trap. It's like, oh, theoretically, it seems like it's better than setting up an Arceus, but an Arceus with 3 basic energy just hits for 200 damage, which is more than the Espeon, and it's only worth 2 prize cards. So I actually just feel like setting up Espeon in this matchup as Makani is always just like a mistake. Like you should just try and set up a bunch of Arceus and the Aerodactyl and just go that route. I guess it does prevent... Okay, so one thing setting up the Espeon does do for Makani, it does prevent Sosa from being able to set up the second Gudra very aggressively. I don't know if I like this Cram Grab from Sosa, to be honest, because like a board state that Sosa could create could be like triple Gudra, possibly. Like if Sosa can net this Comfy out of play at some point before it gets taken out by Makani, then Sosa could go Gudra, 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 and just go Gudra, Gudra, Gudra from there. And then like that's almost an impossible board state, I think, for Makani to deal with. So I don't know if I love putting the Cram in play here as Sosa. That might be a little bit of a little bit of an unlikely scenario to create, though, from Sosa. So I don't hate it. Another Temple of Sinnoh, and here comes the first attack from Sosa. And this is where Sosa should be able to like take over the game, I feel like. We attack here. Hit. I guess Espeon can survive a 2-hit with a Hyper Potion, which would be pretty cool. There's the Charon's Care. Espeon's going to come up. Or you could shuffle Luminion back in the deck here as Makani. Oh, actually, you can't do that because of the Temple of Sinnoh. As long as Makani realizes that, you got to go with the Espeon here. And yeah, so Sosa should be able to survive 2 hits here and then use the V-Star power. So here comes a hit for 100. And there's no way, I don't think, that Makani can hit for 170 damage here. Yeah, there's that net I was talking about. Like I said, it's possible that if Sosa like can net the Comfy out of play, you could go with like a 2-turn KO. It definitely needs to take the Mirage Gate here, I think, as Sosa. I think not taking the Mirage Gate would be a mistake here as Sosa. I think you need a Mirage Gate at some point. And it's kind of realizing that right now, I think. You potentially want to keep the capture. Because you do need to set up another Gudra somehow. Like, you need to be able to find a way to set up a Gudra. Potentially set up a Gudra. Actually, it's possible that Sosa could get away without ever setting up another Gudra here in this game, to be honest. Gets rid of the Mirage Gate, though. Rod, capture, net, boss. Like I said, probably doesn't need to V-Star this turn, so you should just be able to swing for 200. I don't think Makani can do 170, or no, not 170, 250 damage next turn. I think Sosa's trying to make sure. You don't want to get caught off guard, but yeah. I mean, it's the point of this deck in like a matchup like this. You're getting 3-hit KO'd. So actually, can Sosa just win this whole game with 1 Gudra? I feel like Sosa maybe can. Oh, Starbirth hasn't been used yet. I didn't think about that, to be honest. But so Starbirth hasn't been used, but Makani doesn't play Escape Rope. He plays 2 Gudra V, 3 V-Star. I know. But he plays 2 Ordinary Rod, so you can set up triple Gudra. Yeah, Makani doesn't play escape rope. If Makani played escape rope here, actually, Sosa would probably just lose. But there's no escape rope in Makani's deck. You get the collapsed stadium. Is playing a quick ball. Has a research in hand as well. So might actually discard this Espeon off the board. We're probably going to see an Arceus, or it goes with the Empoleon, actually. No Arceus, favoring the Empoleon. I guess once you get through this first Gudra, maybe you want to KO it with... could you KO it with Empoleon? That'd be hard KO, I think. I don't think you can KO it with Empoleon. There's a collapse. Discards the Pumpkaboo. Okay, so could discard the Espeon. Decides to discard the Pumpkaboo. There's the heal on the Espeon, so the Espeon will survive another turn. And then a smack for 100 from Makani. Now we'll see the V-Star power here from Sosa, healing 200 damage. Doesn't actually get the KO on the Espeon. I guess that is like the value of the Espeon. And actually discarding the Pumpkaboo from Makani does set it up so that you don't have that one prizer in play for Sosa to go like KO 3 prizer, KO 2 prizer, KO 1 prizer. There is still a Luminion on the bench that can be one hit KO'd, but Israel with the boss on the Arceus and the punch. Interesting. I almost would like to have seen Israel go after the Luminion, maybe. If you like chase a Luminion here as Israel, you could maybe get the other Gudra V off the prize cards and start to set that up. I wouldn't have hated to see that from Israel, to be honest. It goes for the punch on the Arceus. I don't hate that either. Just start to pressure one of the attackers, but I don't know. Like the Espeon is still a threat, so I don't know how I feel about this play from Israel. Like even once you get through this Arceus, the Espeon is just coming back to the active and smacking you, right? So I'm not sure how I feel about this play from Sosa, unless Sosa's like hoping for kind of try and buy a free turn or force Makani to like hard retreat the Arceus and lose the energy. That could be it as well. I guess you never get a free turn here as Israel, because like no matter what, Makani's going to retreat to the Espeon. It does make it awkward for Makani though if they don't draw an energy here, because then you just don't attack this turn. If you retreat the Espeon, you don't have another attack to make. All right, Makani went for an Arceus V. Can't bench it though because of the collapsed. So their own collapse working against them a little bit. Capture to the Arceus. And we're just going to see a swing with the Arceus. So got the energy. Yeah, I'm not sure about that boss there from Sosa. It does keep Makani's bench trapped, and now you get your 2 prize cards. I'm not sure about it. We are going to see the 2 prize cards get grabbed here. I already mentioned, yeah, the Gudra V in Sosa's prize cards, though, is in the last 2 prize cards. So there's no way Sosa's going to get to it. So it's going to have to be like an ordinary route recovery here from Sosa in a couple turns. All right, now the Arceus makes its way onto the bench. Makani's going to swing with the Espeon for 100 damage, and then try and get that final KO. Oh, doesn't attach return, actually. Maybe chose to hold on to it on purpose. That's possible. We could see another boss from Sosa, but actually the punch on the Espeon here from Sosa means next turn the Cram, I guess, could get the knockout. So the Cram is going to be coming in clutch here, I guess, from Sosa in the end. It was probably correct to set up. Like I was talking about, like potentially not setting up the Cram to try and go the triple Gudra route, but when you have a Gudra V prize, it's probably too hard to try and set up. So probably just setting up the Cram the way Israel did is probably just correct, because it does set up all the 2-hit KOs on every Pokemon that Makani plays. Maybe Makani didn't have an energy. I thought Makani had an energy in hand. No, there was an energy. There was a double turbo that could have been attached last turn. Chose to hold on to it. Now it's making its way down onto the Arceus. Thinking about it. Switch into Empoleon, actually. Okay. Actually, no, I'm a little bit confused. Okay, then attach to the Arceus. What's the option of the pivot? I mean, that's fine, of course. Curious that Makani didn't attach last turn to the Arceus. An Ultra Ball, continue to thin out the deck, grabs an Arceus, and then I assume we're going to see the retreat into the Espeon and take the knockout here on the Gudra. And then that next turn for Sosa, Sosa will be able to go Cramorant knockout, plus Ordinary Rod the Gudra back to the deck and capture it back into play. And there's even a Comfy send up as well. So here's the Ordinary Rod, recovers both Gudra pieces and some energy. Metal and a water. Here comes the capture energy down onto the Cramorant. Might net the Comfy and keep it out of play. I don't know why you would need to do that, though. I think you could still have gone... I guess you're going to net the Comfy. But you could have put like double Comfy in play and netted one later as Sosa. Got a Marnie as well to work with. You might even want to play that this turn if there's no... No, we have the V-Star in hand, but there's a V-Star in the deck. So if you have no gate in hand, maybe you do want a Marnie. Yeah, I like the Marnie here, I think, from Sosa. The capture on the active is interesting. I guess you want to make sure you can move your Cram here as Sosa. But you could have gone captured to the Comfy. Got the gates. It got plenty of metal energy for Sosa. No V-Star, though. All right, another gate happening. Could even put an energy. I'd like to see an energy grabbed here, I think. I think there was a metal in there that Sosa could have grabbed and put on the Comfy there. And also, Sosa didn't... No, Sosa did attach it for an attach capture. I think we could have grabbed the metal there and put it on the Comfy, maybe. I don't know, just thin out the deck a little bit more because you want to draw... You also want to be able to retreat the Comfy and attach return to the Gudra. A triple metal in hand is unfortunate there for Sosa. That was not a great draw. That was a pretty bad Marnie there. I think there was maybe still the fourth metal in the deck. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, third prize card for Sosa. They forgot to draw three. All right, Sosa forgot to draw 3 prize cards. So they didn't find the Gudra V, but that's fine at this point. I think maybe that third prize card was a draw supporter as well. So Sosa just needs one. Oh, it's just a pass here from Makani. So Makani did whiff the energy. Colress top deck here for Sosa. Some good options there. I think Sosa's definitely going to be able to attack this turn. And then has boss in hand to win the game next turn. There's only 8 minutes left in the round. We will be finally seeing a game 3 here, I think, where Makani will be going first. Retreat off the Cram. Swing with the Gudra. 200 damage. So the capture on the Cram ended up working out here for Sosa. I was a little bit skeptical of it actually being able to do anything because I was like, well, Makani's probably just attacking next turn. Maybe you want to be able to guarantee pivot your Comfy. You could have like net reset your Comfy. You could like use Comfy first, net reset it, capture to it. Here comes a boss from Makani to try and stall the Cram, but we know there's plenty of energy in the hand for Sosa and a boss to go with it. Retreat to Aerodactyl doesn't matter. I'm not sure what is being discussed now. Something illegal done? Wait, did Israel use Comfy under Empoleon? Is that what happened? Now that I'm thinking about it. No, okay, maybe not. Well, they're continuing play. There's the retreat. Go to game 3. Okay. All right, so going to game 3, 2 Mirage Gate is prized for Sosa. That doesn't really matter if you can find one. Empoleon prize from Makani. It's been like an aggressive option for Makani we've seen in game 1. Game 2, not so much, so that could hurt them. Especially if you're just trying to slow down the game as Makani and be like, because like I said, I think this is an unfavorable matchup for Makani, for sure. Definitely an unfavorable matchup for Makani. I don't know why Israel benched the Gudra. But Makani didn't use Escape Rope when it would have won them the game, so maybe as Sosa here, you're like, there's no way they play Escape Rope. So yeah, I guess that could be what's happening here from Sosa. It definitely needs to discard one more card here as Makani. There's the Ultra Ball. I think Makani is like favoring the Hyper Potions a little bit too much in the matchup. I think they're okay. They don't change a ton of your math though, to be honest. If Gudras are swinging into you, like it only like heals your Espeon out of range, I'm pretty sure. Like if a Gudra hits an Arceus and you heal 120, you have 80 on you, you still get KO'd. So I think Makani is like favoring these Hyper Potions a little bit too much. I would have held the Marnie there over the Hyper Potion here, I think. Just to make sure you have a draw supporter next turn, disrupt the hand that Sosa potentially builds up, especially if you get an energy here. I think it's an energy whiff here from Makani. There's only 2 minutes left in the round. So my guess is going to be, oof. And the heavy ball actually leads to the Empoleon, and Makani has the air balloon. So going to be able to send up the Empoleon turn 1 here. Yeah, I think we're going to see a tie here overall. There's 2 minutes left in the round, and neither of these decks are very fast at drawing prize cards into this matchup. So retreat to the Empoleon and pass. This will slow down. Oh no, did get the double turbo energy. I take it back. I thought there wasn't an energy. but debating between Arceus and Empoleon, and goes with the attach on the Arceus. I like the Arceus attach here. Empoleon's a little bit slower into the matchup, so if you're trying to win the game, I don't think Sosa ever has time to win this game, and Makani probably knows that. So going the more aggressive route on the Makani side is probably correct, just in case Sosa draws pretty poorly. But once again, I think the Hyper Potion hold there from Makani over the Marnie was probably incorrect. I'm not a huge fan of that. We'll see how it ends up playing out, though. Sinnoh from Sosa and pass. There's the Starbirth. So we can see Starbirth here for a switch card plus an energy. Another Arceus comes down. I like that. I think Arceus in this matchup is probably just your best attacker. I guess like I said, the Espeon is okay. The Espeon's okay, I guess. Maybe it doesn't matter too much. Like Espeon, your 3-hit can't win no matter what. So Espeon says good, and Espeon does give you a good target to there. And just a pass from Makani. So I think Makani is like literally just playing for the tie here at this point then, because could have got aggressive here and chose not to, because has Starbirth, right? Unless I'm just like tripping. So could have Starbirthed for, I mean, maybe a way to attack this turn. Like you need a switch card, a way to bump the temple and an energy, which is a little bit, I guess. If you keep Empoleon in the active, you might be safe for another turn, but you know, Sosa is kind of just an escape rope away from probably being able to get out of this situation, so I don't know. There's another energy. And it's just going to be, okay, now we see the Starbirth. So maybe Makani was just going to wait a turn and now Starbirth this turn. Because you do need to get rid of the stadium and you need a switch card, which is like, that's already 2 pieces. I don't know. And I think time was called. Yeah, time was called there. So, yeah, agree to tie. Not going to play out those +3 turns. Yeah, so I think definitely a favorable matchup for Sosa. I think game 1, the biggest thing that hurt Sosa was just using I think Sosa used the V-Star a turn early. Should have just like bet on Makani not having the KO. And if Makani has the KO, then you just go to the next game a little bit sooner. But definitely a favorable matchup, I think, for Sosa for sure. Definitely a favorable matchup. So I'm sure Sosa's not super happy with a tie in this first round, round 3. I think our next round is also going to be a round 3 round. Hang on, let's see. How far do I have to go through this? Let me see if I can just scroll and find it. So this is a round 4. Did I miss a round? Maybe I did. Don't they usually do like 2 round 3s? Oh wait, did I miss a round before this round actually? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. No, did they only do 1 round 3 this time? Or do they usually do 2 round 4s? Is that what I'm thinking of? They usually do 2 round 4s, right? I got it round 3, round 4. Okay, so I'm just tripping. All right, Caitlyn for Stewart. This one actually I might not VOD review. I heard this one was pretty uneventful. We can start it and see how it goes though. Oh, they both play SQ. What the heck? Let me just skip back. There was no lunch run at San Diego. Okay. Interesting. All right. Good to know. You played Sosa round 2 and it was a tie? You mean round 3? All right, so we got Shedinja, Garbodor, Ditto versus Yveltal, I don't even know what you call this, Control versus Control. Sander LAIC Control is the only way I can like think to categorize this kind of control. Nothing super big in the prize cards. I'm pretty sure this matchup is just favored for Control because SQ because SQ is just SQ plus Wash Energy just wins the matchup, I'm pretty sure, or pretty close to it. But I think they I think Caitlyn has, well, there's a basic water energy. Oh, there's multiple basic water energy. So I guess Caitlyn could attack with, you can't attack with that. You could maybe attack with Garb. You could still poison with Garb, I guess. I forget what Garb does though. It's eyeing up the SQ grab. But yeah, this is just going to be an awkward matchup in general. Grabs SQ. But yeah, I think the win condition here for Caitlyn is going to be poisoning with Garbodor and maybe being able to attack with Garbodor. I think Chip mentioned to me that Caitlyn played a Dark Energy, so there was a way to get through the SQ. But basically, SQ plus Wash Energy prevents the prevents any basic Pokemon from attacking, and then also prevents the prevents any basic Pokemon from attacking, and then it also prevents Yveltal, because Caitlyn does play Yveltal, which could remove the energy from SQ and stop it from attacking. It could stop it from attacking, but the Yveltal can't get rid of anything that has get rid of the energy of Wash Energy. So I don't think there's like a win condition here for Caitlyn. Once the Wash Energy hits the SQ, it's almost guaranteed over, I feel like. Here comes a Flannery off the rip and attached to SQ, and then maybe it's just going to be a pass from there, I guess. Oh, has the bird plus the tablet. And just uses it. Now Stewart probably has no idea what they're up against here, and Stewart maybe thinks this is a mirror match. I think Stewart maybe thinks, like, if you're Stewart here, you're probably just like, okay, I just hit a control mirror. Cool. That's not the case. But Stewart hasn't seen anything from Caitlyn yet, unless there was a mulligan involved that I didn't see. That would tell them that this is not a mirror match, but they'll figure it out eventually. And I actually don't even know the best way to play the mirror match, to be honest. Immediately shuffles the Pidgeot back into the deck, which I don't agree with, because you don't want to draw back into those cards yet. So I didn't like that play there from Stewart. Retreats the energy, goes to the Snorlax, and then Snorlax for 3. Yeah, I don't know. Is there a reason to retreat? Cape to the Snorlax. Should probably always be on the SQ. I don't know why you'd ever want on the Snorlax over the SQ. Goes to the Snorlax over the SQ. Maybe won't be a huge deal. Yeah, I don't know. Why would you reshuffle the Pidgeot back in immediately? Like, that's as likely to get boss as the SQ, right? But I guess you could net the SQ and you can't net the Pidgeot. I guess that's fair then. I guess that's fair. Put it back into the deck so it can't get boss. If SQ gets boss, you just net it and so on. All right, here we go. Pokegear. Caitlyn. No supporter hits. Shuffle back. And search again. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Caitlyn could play another path, and then the Pidgeot could get stuck. That's fair, actually, as well. There's a Wash Energy for Caitlyn, so we can see the Wash Energy coming down to SQ for Caitlyn. Yeah, that is definitely a fair call on the path. And there's a path, so good thing they got rid of the... Good thing they got rid of the Pidgeot. Goes with an attach to Snorlax, so maybe plan to attack with Snorlax sometime soon. And then here comes the Serena. And as soon as the Garb gets discarded, Stewart probably will have a better idea of what they're up against here. Finds the Greninja, but has path into Beacon Play, so can't use Greninja. But would only be able to discard a Wash Energy anyways. So bench Greninja and pass might be the play here. Oh no, you have Gourmandize. We got Gourmandize still. Bench Greninja, use Gourmandize. Can't use Greninja. Doesn't use the Palpad first, that's fine. And just draw 3 and pass. Alright, over to Stewart. Once again. Some trekking shoes. There's a boss. It seems like a reasonable supporter to play this turn, to be honest. You could just boss return. You got a quick ball, thin out the hand a little bit. Find something else to put on the bench. Stewart should have a little bit better idea of what they're up against here. They should know it's not control after seeing the Garbodor. Yeah, after seeing the Garbodor, you should know it's not control. You maybe don't know for sure what it is, but yeah, not control. Eyes up a Yveltal. I don't hate that grab here. And like I said, if you just get the Wash Energy on the SQ, you do just win the game here as Stewart. So that's kind of the game plan that they should be looking for. Of course, like I said, it's a little bit of an unknown matchup still, I would say. So Birdkeeper into Yveltal. Actually, we might even see an attack with Yveltal here. And just remove the energy from the Snorlax. Has a Glare Mind, goes with the attack. I would like to have seen them put the tablet in play on the Yveltal maybe, or the SQ. Just get out of the hand. That would have probably been good. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Ditto Shedinja deck. Supposed to. No Dittos or Shedinjas out. Should attach to Greninja. Not much in the rest of the hand. Has a vacuum, so could use that. Get rid of the cape on the Snorlax. Or could get rid of the path and actually use Greninja here. Goes for the cape. Gets rid of their own Palpad. I almost would like to have seen the path maybe leave the field and use concealed cards to try and draw some cards. Because now it looks like we're just going Gourmandize for 2 once again. Yeah, Gourmandize for 2. More nets, and I think that was a Tool Jammer. There's the Wash Energy top deck from Stewart. So this is where the game, I think, should just almost be over. Like, this is like, this makes things pretty tough from here. Should have the attack on the next turn as well. And there's just the pass from Stewart. Could have retreated the Yveltal into the Snorlax, to be honest, there. Once again, should probably play down that tablet. So in case Caitlyn plays a Marnie on the following turn, you just don't have to go back to your deck. But Greninja's still getting loaded up, but Greninja can only do so much. Excuse me. There's the pass. And yeah, now we can attack with SQ this turn. And pretty much shut down Caitlyn's whole deck. Almost. Caitlyn can still attack can still poison the SQ with the Garbodor. And then I think can attack with Garbodor as well. I think does play a basic Dark Energy. So. Okay, there we go. 50 damage. And then the the long SQ grind begins now. This is definitely going to be a long one. We actually might just skip this round, to be honest, because I heard it's a pretty one-sided matchup, and not much happens. Hang on, give me 1 second. You guys can enjoy this for a couple more seconds. I'll be right back. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and skip this one. We're going to go on to round 5. All gets a little bit more exciting in the second game, though, it looks like. SQ versus Garb. All right. Wait, what round is this? Round 5. All right. So we got round 5. Caleb with the Kyogre box versus Bradner with the Reggie. And so this matchup, I think, is pretty close to 50-50. Big play in this matchup, of course, is going to be with the Kyogre. And then, of course, the Dragonite in the deck also is pretty good as well. Because Dragonite lets you kind of attack 2 turns in a row as long as you have a switch card to deal with the Regice attack. If Regice happens, which it probably will. Otherwise, you're attacking 3 times in a row, which is really, really good. We'll see. Bradner is going first. Discards an Ordinary Rod. Draws into an Ordinary Rod. So not great. And then Path to the Peak comes out. Greninja was prized for Caleb, so not a big deal that the Path comes out, to be honest. Top deck's a Recycler, not great. So we'll probably just see us start with a Comfey. See the options here in a bit. Gets rid of a Sableye, gets a Battle VIP pass. Okay. So that can lead to another Comfey. And then you probably want to get Manaphy here. Probably want to go Comfey, Manaphy, I would say. Bradner's probably not attacking next turn. You can probably make that assumption here that Bradner's not going to attack next turn if you really wanted to. But I would probably go for... I guess you have a Capture Energy in the hand as well. So you want 2 Comfey. You kind of want to get the Dragonite out pretty soon as well. I don't hate the Dragonite grab here. But you would also like to attack with a Cram this turn. Like, attacking with Cram this turn would be really, really good if you can pull it off. So I would almost like to see, like, Manaphy, Comfey. Manaphy, Comfey, and then they decide on the Capture Energy a little bit later. Well, at least you have to decide this right now, because you're going to go a Capture Energy Retreat. Yeah. Cap. And you should get Manaphy here for sure. Just thinking about third Comfey. Actually, no. So I would have liked to have seen triple Comfey get grabbed here, I think. Well, you definitely need the Manaphy, but I think we should have gone triple Comfey over the Dragonite. Because when you do this retreat here as Caleb, if this next Comfey sees Scoop Up Net or Switch or Escape Rope, you can't dig any deeper. So I think from Caleb here, what we should have seen is Manaphy, Comfey, Comfey. And go triple Comfey here. So that way you can keep digging this turn to hopefully pull off a Cram hit. Because now once you retreat to this Comfey, if this Comfey sees a Scoop Up Net or Escape Rope or Switch Cart, you can't dig any further with Comfeys. So I would have liked to have seen, instead of Dragonite, it should have been a third Comfey here. You want to get Dragonite pretty aggressively, but not to the point where you're like slowing down your turn. Battle VIP Pass, I can't see what the other card is. We'll see here in a second. Gets rid of the Battle VIP Pass, keeps an Ordinary Rod, so it wouldn't have Matter. Does still have Guru, though, so we could see Guru here to dig a little bit deeper, which I would like to see, because if this Guru sees, like, a Colress, and if it is a Colress, that's why I think you'd like to see put back the Choice Belt, maybe, but you also don't want to see the Choice Belt off of a Marnie from Bradner next turn, potentially. He just sees a Lightning Energy, so it doesn't get punished and see a Switch card here. Choice Belt to the active Comfey, and then pass over to Bradner. So pretty slow start there from Caleb. No turn 1 Cram hit, which would have been really good here, to be honest. A turn 1 Cram hit would have been really, really good here. Putting on any kind of pressure like that early on in this matchup is like a big deal. So Bradner's going to count the Reggies real fast. We checked prize cards before. There wasn't anything too important that I saw. So quick Reggie check. Prize 1 Drago and I believe a good Lecky. And is going to go ahead and grab the Drago here, it looks like, which is usually like, even if you prized one of your other Reggies, you usually want to prioritize. Even if you want to prioritize, you usually prioritize Drago in general because it can draw cards if you just draw weird off like a Marnie or even like a Research or something. There's a cap to the Lecky as well. And grabs a Steel. I don't even know if Bradner has a draw supporter in the hand here. We'll see here soon. Yeah, like I said, I think on Caleb's side, didn't get punished for it, but the Dragonite should probably be another Comfey. Has a Cape in hand, throws it on the Drago already. So this makes me think like a Research is on the way. There is a Research on the way. It's actually kind of rough here for Bradner. That's the second Ordinary Rod going down, and Bradner only plays 2 Ordinary Rod. Could have retreated into the Regidrago. No, I guess this would probably makes the most sense, because now you only need 1 energy in the discard. Oh, you have the energy in the discard pile already, so now you just need to get the Reggies, and then you have the attack for turn. Got an Ice. But did not get the attack, it looks like. Could retreat into Regidrago. But I don't think with the current hand it's gonna be able to draw any cards. So I think it's just gonna be Ice plus pass, or just go ahead and pass. Just a punch for 20 onto a Comfey. Over to Caleb. Top deck is gonna be the Lightning Energy. Comfey number 1 coming out here. Choice is, I believe, a Switch card or an Energy. Gets the Switch card. Now we can switch card to the other Comfey. Once again, doesn't have the third Comfey in play though. So if this next Comfey finds a Scoop Up Net or something like that, you can't continue the chain. Goes up to 4. And what was found there, actually? It looks like a Mirage Gate. So still not punished for not getting third Comfey. Now the Primate Wisdom is going to come out. Goes with a lightning energy. Probably should have gone with a water. No, I think that makes sense, actually. Goes with the lightning. Has a Pokestop in hand. I wouldn't use the Pokestop here. I would just go attach to Dragonite and pass at this point. That doesn't feel great. Actually, nothing feels good here, though. It's a really slow start for Caleb. But I wouldn't Pokestop here. Because, like, the chance that you just mill a Colress is, like, so high. I guess you know one of your cards is... Yeah, I still wouldn't use Pokestop there on that turn. Because you also give it to Bradner. Like, Bradner hasn't had a super aggressive start either. And the Pokestop's not going to ever lead to like an attack here for Caleb. And then attaches the lightning here. Should have attached the water energy. It does need 2 water and a lightning. So actually, I don't know if that's true though, actually, because there is a lightning in the discard pile, 1 in the loss zone. No, but you could, if it's either in your hand, I would still attach the water here as Caleb, I think. I think you still attach the water. And I wouldn't have used the Pokestop there either. You just wait. Just wait and hope for a little bit of a better draw on the next turn. Another path into play, and we'll finally see an attack here from Bradner for sure, even though doesn't have all the Reggies necessary. Actually goes with the attach of the Aurora instead of, could have no, I guess you always want to go with that because you're not guaranteed to draw the Reggies you need. I would have a Regice as well. Like, once again, Bradner only has 1 ordinary rod left. And I think we can make a pretty educated guess here from Caleb that Bradner probably only plays 3 ordinary rod. It's kind of the go-to right now in Reggie decks just to play the 3 ordinary rod. So you can make a pretty educated guess here as Caleb that is going to be the case. You'll appreciate the 16-1 3-sub there. Carrot sticks. All right, Comfy up. Draws a Colress here for Caleb. All right, so we're in business. The Pokestop, the way the Pokestop played seemed to have worked out, actually, in the end. There's 7. Ooh. Battle VIP pass. I think Battle VIP pass and the Quick Ball go here for sure. And then should be able to attack this turn as Caleb with the Dragonite. We're up to 6 now. Comfy will make it 7. Attachment for turn of the water, plus a gate to retreat the active. And then we have... So the important part about the Dragonite is if it can get Regiced. And if you get Regiced, you can't attack on your next turn. Yeah, it gets rid of the Snorlax. I don't know if I love getting rid of the Snorlax. I think it's fine probably, though. So the way Caleb can play this now is go Mirage Gate, Water to Dragonite, put another energy on the Comfy, attach Water to Dragonite, and then Primate Wisdom, the Escape Rope on top of the deck. And if you Primate Wisdom the Escape Rope on top of the deck, then you can make sure you have a switch card even if you get Regiced on the next turn. So should be in a pretty good spot here for Caleb to set up for the two knockouts with the Dragonite here. There we go. There's the Mirage Gate, Water to the Dragonite, Psychic to the Comfy. Water to Dragonite, shuffle it up, and then you attach Water to Dragonite, retreat the Comfy, Primate Wisdom the Escape Rope on top to guarantee you can get 2 turns of attacks in a row with the Dragonite. Oh. This is where Caleb messes up though, and Primate Wisdom's the wrong card. So Caleb Primate Wisdom's a Mirage Gate, which means now if Bradner attacks with Regice, you might not see a switch card here from Caleb. So definitely a huge mistake here as Caleb. The Dragonite is like pretty solid attacker in this matchup, but you have to make sure you have an out to getting Regiced. So here come the 2s. The squad on the bench is getting loaded up. And now Bradner is going to go in. And also lost a Bird Keeper early on, which also kind of sucks as well, to be honest. Here comes the Regice send up. Draw for turn from Bradner. And I think even has a Marnie to go with the play this turn. So this will definitely lead to most likely lead to the Dragonite getting stuck. There's a Quick Ball. I think at this point, Bradner probably has the Reggies needed to actually set up this Regice. We'll see. Has a Gift Energy in hand as well, so it can like really get the full setup going here. Grabs the bad Lecky, which in this matchup is the good Lecky. And then needs the Gigas, the Rock, and... Or just the Gigas and a Rock. I think it has the Rock in hand. It has one of them. I saw another Reggie in there. Oh, it has a Steel in hand. Okay, so not quite. We're not quite there yet for Bradner. So here comes the Marnie. So actually needs to get the Gigas and the Rock here. If Bradner whiffs, Bradner's probably in a pretty bad spot. 2, 3, 4. Quick Ball. And actually, Bradner does whiff. Oh, wait. This is huge. Once again, though... Caleb doesn't have that switch card that they need on a future turn here. But yeah, Bradner whiffs the attack this turn. Has the gift on the ice set up, which is nice. And then just goes with whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. Reggie Gate. So huge whiff there from Bradner. Caleb's hand is nothing special, though. Once again, not another Colress or anything. Has a Cram in hand. Might bench the Cram. I don't hate the Cram bench here with how clean your bench is right now. Goes with the Primate Wisdom. Just did get a Scoop Up Net. Yeah, I don't hate the Cram bench. Energy to the Comfy is fine as well. I don't know what Caleb put on top there. And here comes another swing. Once again, the bench is going to get loaded up with another 20 damage each. So pretty huge whiff there from Bradner. But once again, Caleb doesn't have that switch card, which Caleb could have once again Primate Wisdom to the top of the deck here. So once again, big mistake from Caleb to not already have that kind of set up ready to go. This is what Caleb should have had, the Escape Rope in hand, and then gone Primate Wisdom the Escape Rope to the top of the deck once again to be like, okay, if they Marnie me again, then I'll get it again, and then just kind of repeat. Bradner has an Ordinary Rod in hand. This is Bradner's last Ordinary Rod, so it's possible some interesting plays can be made after this. So the Regices go to the top of the deck. We have a Quick Ball to get a Regice here for Bradner. And I'll be curious to see. Actually, goes for the Regirock because there's a Regirock prize. I'll be curious to see, and that should also be a tell to Caleb, I think, that there is a Regirock prize a little bit there. But I don't think Bradner's played their heavy ball yet, so still has a potentially way to get it out of the prize cards. So we'll see if Bradner actually can get to the Regice. And if Bradner does get to the Regice, will Bradner put it into the active, or maybe just swing with Gigas here and leave the ice on the bench? Probably trying to attack with the ice here if I had to guess. And once again, Caleb does not have the switch card to kind of combat that play, which is what you'd want here as Caleb. All right, has an Ultra Ball and the Scoop Up Net. So has the option to get the ice for sure. Can guaranteed get the ice. The question is, will the ice make its way to the active here for Bradner? Which I think is probably the correct play from here from Bradner. You want to assume that Caleb is playing for a switch card in this scenario. But it's possible Caleb never had access to a switch card and doesn't have access to one right now. So there's the load up, there's the net reset, and then we'll probably see Bradner use Gigas again and load up the Regidrago on the bench with a couple energy to make it a pivot. That's what I would assume is going to happen here anyways. Or loads up the Gigas. I think that one's fine as well. So Gigas load up, 100 damage, stuck in the active, and Caleb, like I said, did not preemptively put the switch card on top, and there's no switch card in the hand. So we could see Caleb start with Quick Ball here and get rid of the Zeraora, because we know there's 2 Escape Ropes on the bottom of the deck. So I think I would like to have seen Caleb start with that. You could go grab the Kyogre. Another assumption here you can make here as Caleb is that Bradner probably plays 0 boss, maybe 1. So I think Caleb should play the Quick Ball here, get rid of the Zeraora, go grab the Kyogre, and just put it on the bench this turn probably. Maybe go grab... actually, you want to go grab second Comfy here. I actually take that back. You want to grab second Comfy here, and you want to retreat to that Comfy probably, actually. Because then you reset the deck, and you increase your odds of seeing that... Oh, you don't need the Escape Rope anymore. What am I talking about? You don't need the Escape Rope anymore. The Escape Rope doesn't do anything anymore if you're hard retreating the Dragonite. Yeah, never mind. Don't mind me on that one. That actually doesn't make a difference here. You do need to go get another Comfy, though, here, I guess, as Caleb. So you're probably going to go get another Comfy. Maybe you don't even need to get another Comfy. It's looking for another Cram, actually. Or Sableye fine as well. You're probably punching with Cram here, actually, to be honest, as Caleb. And this is the point in the game where I don't think Caleb has burned through too many resources. Caleb could now play for double Kyogre. Not this turn you're going to be able to Kyogre, but on a future turn you definitely will be able to. So unfortunately, we're going to have to see a net reset on this Comfy because Caleb didn't conserve the switch card to utilize this retreat cost off the Comfy. This is another like resource that's getting punished here from Caleb is this. What's it called on the Comfy? And Caleb did lose that Comfy there. Maybe the last Comfy. But yeah, I would like to see Caleb bench Kyogre and bench Comfy here. Once again, should be able to make the assumption that there's no boss cards in Bradner's list. So I would like to see the Kyogre actually hit the bench over the Sableye, I think. Because at this point, Caleb could play for just back-to-back Kyogre plays. Here comes the Primate Wisdom, which should have been used before all these other cards happen, because if this is a Colress, then you get the Colress return. It actually is a Colress, I think. I think that is a Colress. Wait, what is that? Am I tripping? Because Caleb definitely hasn't played a supporter this turn. I don't know what Caleb put on top there. I swear that's a Colress. I swear that's a Colress. I can't tell for sure. Chat confirm. Yeah, I don't know why Caleb's not playing. Caleb has not played a draw supporter yet. And I'm pretty sure that's a Colress. I don't know what Caleb threw on top there. Once again, like I said, so actually, all right, Kyogre versus Sableye here, I'm like not too sold on one over the other. Sableye is like okay still, to be honest, because if Bradner doesn't have a scoop up net here, then the Sableye is a really good attack next turn. But the chance that Bradner has a scoop net here, I'm pretty sure is like almost it's really high. I think Bradner's only played one scoop up net. I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe there's two down. Either way, there's a good shot that Bradner has a scoop up net here. If you can get off a Sableye play here, that's pretty good. Bradner's going into the Drago. And might not have a scoop up net here, actually. If Bradner doesn't have a scoop up net here, then it's looking really good for Caleb. There's still the Dragonite on the bench, though. Oh, there's the swing. Okay. I swear that's a Colress. I can't tell, though. It is a Colress. It is a Colress. That is a Colress. Yeah, that is a Colress. So Caleb just didn't play a draw supporter last turn. Could have, chose not to. No. Oh, send them to say, okay, this is actually not that bad. I was about to say this is really bad, but it's actually not that bad because Caleb does have the course that'll get him to 10. At first, I was like, you don't have 10 in the lost zone yet, which they don't. But this is actually not terrible. So here we go. Course for 5. A lot of good cards here. Definitely wants the chorus. Doesn't need the capture energy. Probably. It's still a good one, though, to be honest. You know, getting rid of water and capture. I don't know about the water. Get rid of there. Goes with it. I'm curious to see how that'll end up playing out. And I think we'll probably go with a Recycler here. And then a Mirage Gate. And then hopefully Mirage Gates to the Kyogre. I want to see Caleb Mirage Gate to Kyogre here for sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about the capture discard, to be honest. I'm a little bit sus on. Yeah, there's a Recycler. And then Kyogre should be benched here. Mirage Gate to the Kyogre, just start to set it up. Yep, here we go. Mirage Gate, 1 on Sableye. So Caleb's still in a pretty good spot here then. Caleb's still in a pretty good spot. Should have played the Colress last turn, but I don't hate the spot that we're in now for Caleb. Let's see, how's the prize trade going to go down from here? So Caleb's going to draw 1, go to 3, and then just needs to draw 1 more. And then we can see the Primate Wisdom here, put the Colress on top of the deck to play around Marnie. I don't believe Bradner has a ton of Marnie left. But that's fine. And then here we go. Sableye going to knock out the Regice. And then load up a bunch of damage in play. This is where you want second Sableye here as Caleb. But, yeah, you want second Sableye here as Caleb, but I believe the second Sableye did hit the Lost Zone. We'll go 2 to Regice. You could put 6 on the Regidrago on the active. Or you could go 7 on the Regidrago on the active. So that way the Cram could KO it next turn, but I think that plays a little bit too much into... The 7 on the active plays a little bit too much into Scoop Up Net, so I'm not a huge fan of that. All right, so I don't love this play from Caleb. I think you should have spread them out, because this gets punished by double Scoop Up Net. If Bradner has double Scoop Up Net here, this play gets completely punished, and then Caleb's going to struggle to draw another prize card. But if you set yourself up to be able to use Sableye next turn to draw a prize card, that puts you in a better spot. So I think from Caleb, I would like to have seen, like, instead of 3 on the Gigas, put 1 on Registeel, 1 on Regieleki, and 1 on Regirock. And then that's 4 Scoop Up Nets, which Bradner is just not going to have. So I don't like this play here from Caleb at all. Yeah, Caleb definitely should have gone 1-1-1 instead of 3 on the Gigas. I definitely don't like the 3 on the Gigas here from Caleb, because that makes it 2, that's 2 nets as opposed to 4 nets. And Bradner does not have 4 nets left, so it's literally impossible to do 4 nets. All right, the speed is out. I believe there's 1 net in the hand there for Bradner. 1 ice is gone. There's 0 Scoop Up Nets left for Bradner. Runs to the Registeel here. No, going to the Regigigas, actually. And I believe Caleb is going to try and use Sableye again next turn to get a knockout. And then the turn after that, use Kyogre to close out the game. There's the net on the Drago, like I mentioned. The Gigas still can be KO'd by Sableye, so the Gigas is still in range. But if Bradner did have a second Scoop Up Net, this would be a little bit awkward. Actually, Bradner can maybe get to a second Scoop Up Net, possibly. All right, there's the knockout on the Sableye. Now, can Caleb find... Caleb did save the Ordinary Rod, so Caleb can recover Sableye and Psychic Energy. Bradner's down to 3 prize cards, so if Caleb can get the Sableye KO on the Regigigas, then it's just a Kyogre away from winning the game on the following turn. Top deck's the Colress, of course. Oh, but Colress is before... You got to Ordinary Rod the Sableye there, I'm pretty sure. You got... I don't know what Caleb's going for here. Caleb might be going for like a more aggressive play. But I think definitely should have gone with Ordinary Rod, Sableye, Psychic, maybe a Water, or double Psychic if there's 2 Psychic. Then Colress, and then try and hit Sableye plus Psychic, because you have the Scoop of Net in hand to reset the Comfey. And then the turn after that, go for the Kyogre for 2. So I think this is a mistake here from Caleb. Has a lot of Scoop Up Nets in hand and doesn't have a second Comfey to work with, which is pretty bad as well. But this kind of all comes back to Caleb's bench is really awkward because the Dragonite never got like its full use. Like Caleb never got the full use out of the Dragonite because Caleb never protected a switch card with Guru. If Caleb does that, then the Dragonite actually gets KO'd, which is fine because Bradner's still drawing prize cards at a rate of 1 prize card per attack. And then the Dragonite gets KO'd, which means you get an extra bench space to work with, which makes it easier to get double Comfey on the bench. But because Caleb never protected a switch card, Caleb's bench has been messed up since this Dragonite got stuck on the bench from hard retreating it to the bench, and has put Caleb in an awkward spot like ever since. And now this happens, and I don't know, this is just kind of awkward. There's just, Caleb can still dig, but Caleb definitely didn't prioritize Sableye like at all here. So now we should see the Ordinary Rod here coming from Caleb and recover. Really, like, definitely needs to go after that Sableye. I don't know what Caleb is playing for here. Has 3 Scoop Up Nets in hand. What we should have seen Caleb do, actually, with the Ordinary Rod as well, is with this many Scoop Up Nets left in the deck, Caleb should have recovered Sableye, Psychic, maybe another Energy. I don't know what else in this card, and then a Comfey as well. Because with this many nets left, you want double Comfey to dig through the rest of the deck. But now it's going to get awkward. So now what Caleb can do is go Primate Wisdom, the Battle VIP pass on top, Scoop Up Net the Comfey, send up the Guru, Scoop Up Net the Guru, bench the Comfey, discard the Battle VIP pass. But you also needed to just like recover Sableye like a year ago. So there's Net on Comfey, send up Guru. So now we should see Primate Wisdom, the Battle VIP pass on top. But this should be after. We should still see Caleb play this Ordinary Rod. Caleb's still like refusing to play the Ordinary Rod. And I think he's about to forget to use Primate Wisdom first. Yeah, forgets to use Primate Wisdom. Should have Primate Wisdomed the Battle VIP pass to the top and then used Comfey. Now we see the Comfey, which means you could see 2 good cards as opposed to a Battle VIP pass plus a good card. And definitely, the cards aren't terrible because it slows down. It's the second Ordinary Rod. But once again, didn't recover the Sableye. Yeah, I feel like Caleb just had a massive brain fart in this game. Yeah, I think Caleb just had a massive brain fart in this game. This was pretty bad, actually, to be honest. So a build-up of quite a few mistakes, to be honest. There's a Chorus for next turn, but that's not going to do anything this turn. And now you don't want to... Goes with the Ordinary Rod now. Yeah, I think it's just been like a big brain fart here from Caleb. Should recover the... Yeah, should have Ordinary Rod to start the turn. Maybe should have even grabbed the Lightning Energy, to be honest. I don't actually even know if you want that Lightning Energy. But I guess if you use a Mirage Gate, then you'd maybe want to go like Psychic to Sableye, Lightning to the Kyogre, which would be fine, because the Kyogre still needs to build up some energy. But yeah, to be honest, I think if Caleb had played this one cleaner, Caleb would have won this game for sure. Caleb would have definitely won this game if he had just played a little bit cleaner. If he protects... The initial thing is protecting the switch card. Thinking about playing this last Scoop Up Net. Goes to Scoop Up Net on Guru. Guru back down. Primate Wisdom to Chorus. So Guarantee has the Chorus on top of the deck. I guess that's fine. And then it's going to be a pass over to Bradner after that, I think. There's nothing else to do. I would at least attach the Kyogre, probably. Thinking about attaching to Manaphy to make it a pivot, or even to the Dragonite. But I think attaching to Kyogre does make the most sense here, for sure. But still, once again, I don't think this leads to a victory for Caleb ever. And there's going to be a pass. Oh, thinking about switch card? No, maybe, yes. Switch card into the Guru and pass. Okay, well, Bradner, I think, only just needs to KO the Dragonite and then just basically wins the game, to be honest. Yeah, this all kind of comes back to Caleb not protecting a switch card to be able to play into double Dragonite. If Caleb had done that, I think Caleb would like be able to more easily transition into the double Sableye plays, or like the Cram into Sableye play, because like, yeah, Bradner whiffed the heal on that Cram attack that Caleb had, and then into the Sableye play. And then Caleb should have been able to pretty easily clean up with Kyogre. Yeah, I think Caleb kind of threw this one away, to be honest. Here comes the Comfy send up. And actually a cute play that Caleb could have played for, that I think would have won him the game, maybe. Actually, he still could have got close after that. Something that Caleb could have done, actually, is saved the switch card to heal 30 H damage off the Dragonite. And then this turn attacked with Kyogre and could have gone Kyogre, knock out Regidrago, plus one of the other Regis on the bench, depending on what's in the discard pile. And then Gigas can't KO Dragonite. So then Gigas has to KO the Kyogre, and then you could go Sableye KO Gigas to win the game. So Caleb could have saved the switch card and healed 30 off the Dragonite, then KO'd the only thing that could KO it. Well, actually, that's not 100% true. If Isaiah has a choice belt for the Regigigas, the Regigigas could also KO the Dragonite. But Bradner would need the choice belt as well. You'd force Bradner to have like +1 card potentially. All right. Horus here for Caleb. So it looks like the Kyogre is in reach here on this turn for Caleb. Gets rid of Lightning and Capture. Has the water in hand to attach. Does need a way to move the Comfy, actually. There's an escape rope. So yeah, Caleb can attack with Kyogre this turn. Just needs to keep the escape rope. And then I think that's like your only play. And then maybe Bradner messes up here when you play the escape rope. I don't know how many energy are actually in the discard pile for Caleb. I don't think there's that many. There's like none. There's actually like no energy in the discard pile for Caleb. That's one of the problems with Greninja, like not being able to be used in this matchup. Sometimes it's like all your energy gets kind of trapped in your hand. And there's a lot in the Lost Zone actually this game for Caleb as well. So you do have to Ordinary Rod a couple things back into the deck. So escape rope first. There's just the Regidrago send up though from Bradner. So this should basically be game. If Bradner sends up anything else, there's an opportunity for Caleb to win, but that would involve Bradner making a mistake there. Ordinary Rod for 2, grabs the Cram and the Guru, and then gonna attack with Kyogre, but I don't even know if Caleb has a win condition past that. Kyogre's up, and Caleb scoops. All right. Caleb concedes. Yeah, I don't think Caleb had it in the deck, and Caleb knew they didn't have it, so played through it and then concedes. You appreciate the 17-month resub there, Shanty. So let's like talk about that game a little bit more. Take a look at the prize cards here. So yeah, I think if Caleb just protects the switch card, uses Dragonite twice, puts themselves in a really good spot moving forward. If that Cram play still happens later in the game as well, especially where Caleb can go back-to-back Sableyes, then yeah, Caleb is just wins that game pretty much every single time. But not setting themselves up so good with the Dragonite, put them in a pretty bad spot as soon as Bradner was able to pull off that Regice play. But Caleb was in a pretty good spot for a while there. And then yeah, didn't protect the switch card, like I mentioned, and it kind of all fell apart. So prize cards here. The Kyogre is super important for Caleb. The Bad Lucky is actually pretty important for Bradner. The Heavy Ball is not prized for Bradner. The Heavy Ball is prized for Caleb, but it isn't the first 2 prize cards, so Caleb should be able to get to the Kyogre before it matters. And once again, wants to kind of prioritize Dragonite as an initial attacker and kind of go from there. So decent opening, it looks like here from Caleb. Some Comfy is going to start to build up that Lost Zone. Psychic Energy already hitting the Lost Zone there. Don't want to lose too many energy. You want to make sure those are trying to hit the discard pile as much as possible. We saw that in the last game kind of come back to, goes with the Pokestop over the Battle VIP Pass. I don't think I agree with that there from Caleb. Like, you kind of want the Pokestop around to be able to use Greninja potentially multiple times. Another play you can look for in this matchup as Caleb as well is you can go for like the 4/4/4 with Sableye. So you put 4 damage counters on 3 Regis with Sableye, and then you follow up with Greninja KOing 2 of them. So you get 2 prize cards over 2 turns. So even when you can't use Greninja because of the Path to the Peak, the Greninja is still pretty good to have set up as an attacker. I think we definitely should prioritize the Battle VIP Pass there as Caleb. I actually don't like that at all. I think we definitely prioritize the Battle VIP Pass there. Prioritizes the Cram over the I don't think I like that either. I mean, the Cram's fine, but you play 2 Cram. Energy is just so important. I don't like that either. So, like, if we had prioritized the Battle VIP Pass here as Caleb, then we can Battle VIP Pass for Greninja. Just get it out early, because if Isaiah whiffs the turn 1 path, then you get, like, 2 turns of Greninja. Prioritize this energy so you can retreat the Comfy into the next Comfy, and then still have an energy to use with Greninja. Just kind of see as many cards as possible. Yeah, I think we can give up the Cram. We play 2 Cram. The second Cram was prized, though, but Caleb hasn't checked the prize cards yet. and you still potentially have the heavy ball in the deck, which it's not. So it would have hurt Caleb a little bit here, but I think in this situation that would have been fine, to be honest. That's how I would have played it. Be like, okay, I'm gonna give up this cram, but I still potentially have another cram. And if my second cram is prize, I have heavy ball. Unfortunately for Caleb, they would have found out that a cram and their heavy ball is prize. But yeah, I don't like that sequence there overly too much from Caleb. Here comes another Comfy. Definitely wants to try and keep that psychic. Gives up the capture. That's fine. Graham comes down as an option for next turn. And then we could see the quick ball happen here. I wouldn't have hated to try and see the quick ball get forced there to try and get the Guru. But like I said, we should have had the Battle VIP pass over the Pokestop, so the Guru shouldn't have been a problem. But yeah, Guru to put Birdkeeper on top is pretty good there, just in case you get like turn 1 Marnied from Bradner. Like, that's like a big killer in this matchup, is just getting Marnied and losing because of that. But it looks like Bradner has a pretty slow start, actually. And it's just going to go with the Regigate, okay? Over to Caleb, we're going to start with the Comfy probably, and then you got the Birdkeeper into the next Comfy. And then probably just ending the turn by hitting with Cram. Quick prize card check. It's Lecky. Okay, Battle VIP Pass bites the dust. Bird keep into Comfy. And you just want to wait to use the quick ball, because you want to add the potential to draw other basics. You need to find Manaphy. You need to find Guru. There's like a lot of things you need to find here as Caleb. Has a Battle VIP pass to get rid of, and has the capture energy, so should be able to pretty easily. Oh, another Comfy happening first. Hold on. Ninja bites the dust, so we're not going to be able to do that, but it was at the trade-off of the Dragonite, so I think you definitely favor the Dragonite here, for sure. Definitely favor the Dragonite here. Has 6 in the Law Zone, actually. Caleb could maybe go for a Dragonite this turn, which I wouldn't hate to see. I don't know how many cards Bradner has in hand, but I don't think you mind triggering the Gift Energy. And I think with that Comfy grab here from Caleb, that's what you're playing for here. You do have to be careful, though, and you really need to get down Manaphy if you are going to go this route. So we'll see what ends up happening here for Caleb. I don't know how many gates are in the hand as well. There's at least one. Okay, Comfy up. And actually has an escape rope, so it can escape rope around the Gift Energy, actually. I don't know if Caleb has the Water Energy. Does have the Pokestop, so could Pokestop into a second. Could Pokestop into a second. I think has the Manaphy in hand as well, actually. So has the Manaphy, which is important. Gonna go with the next Comfy here. Yeah, can escape rope around the Reggie. Now Bradner's like, okay, am I getting knocked out this turn? Because Bradner's hand is pretty dead here. Knows there's a chance they could get KO'd. I don't think those are great options here for Caleb. We'll see. Get rid of the Sableye to keep a Colress, I believe. Can't actually see what the card is. I think it is a Colress, though. So it hasn't retreated yet. Now is probably going to retreat to the Cram and just punch with Cram. This will make it a little bit awkward for... Yeah, there's the Manaphy bench. Definitely need that. There's the Dragonite. Benches that as well. I don't love the Dragonite bench here. But it's going to go ahead and just go in with the gate, which I actually don't hate as well. I was actually about to say, like, I don't even hate the idea of going in with the Mirage Gate this turn right now. A second Mirage Gate would be great here to take a knockout this turn. But just going to retreat to Cram and swing with Cram. Once again, a Sableye has hit the Law Zone, which is, like, not great. You ideally want to try and keep both Sableyes around in this matchup for the back-to-back Sableye plays, but it can be kind of hard to keep around the extra Sableye sometimes. We'll see if Bradner can actually pull off and attack this turn. Here comes the Gigas. Lucky's in the active. And then a Rock as well. So a lot of Reggies hitting the board for Bradner off the rip here. Doesn't have a draw supporter, though, I believe. Does have an Ultra Ball. With a gift to the active. And maybe pass. 20, 40. So actually, this is like, this opens an opportunity for Caleb here to just attack with Sableye, to be honest. If Caleb can just attack with Sableye here, Caleb is down a lot of scoop-up nets. So it might be hard to create a bench space for the Sableye. But attacking with Sableye here would actually be huge. Let's see. What are the prize cards? If not, just hitting with Cram isn't terrible, though, to be honest. Like, just hitting with getting another Cram hit here is, like, fine. But you'd prefer to attack with Sableye. Thinking about getting rid of a Recycler there. I don't love the idea of losing a Recycler here. Ooh, gets rid of Colress and a Recycler. Yeah, I don't love the Recycler hitting the bin here, but probably fine. Should probably attach his Choice Belt. Thinking about digging deeper. I don't hate it. If you do find the net here as Caleb, the Sableye attack is kind of in... But you need like a... You need more than just the net, though. You need the Sableye and the net, which Caleb doesn't have in hand and can't get off one card. So you need to like get the net into a Comfy. Yeah, I don't think Caleb has that. So it's going to be a hard retreat back to the Cram. So I don't know how... I don't know if I love this kind of... This feels like an overextension almost. From Caleb. This does mean, though, that Caleb is not knocking anything out with the gift energy, though. So actually, this is probably the correct play, to be honest, from Caleb. I didn't even think about it like that, to be honest. You know, Bradner didn't do anything like last turn. So if you can pull off a Sableye play this turn, it's actually huge. It just keeps getting better and better. You do lose the Psychic energy, I guess, but I actually do like this play from Caleb the more that actually I think about it, to be honest. Because now you're just making sure you're not triggering a gift energy. Because, you know, last turn Bradner was like not doing anything, and now Bradner's still not doing anything. So if you can pull off a Sableye play this turn as Caleb, you're in a really, really good spot. You're not there quite yet, but you do have a Colress in the hand to potentially be able to pull it off. So we'll see if Caleb can Sableye this turn, and then that won't trigger either of the gift energies, which will be huge. Bradner searches out a Regirock. Maybe has a Research in hand. The Serena, okay. So did top deck a Serena. So can maybe pull off an attack this turn. Is a little bit of ways away. Needs double Aurora plus a Regice. I see the Regice in the hand. I think that was maybe an Aurora hit on that last draw there. There's the Regice hit. Has one Aurora in hand, none in the discard pile. So probably not going to be attacking this turn, although could retreat. I mean, you retreat to Regidrago. I don't think it does too much. You could find some scoop up nets, which would be nice actually here, to be honest. All right, here we go. Pat to the Peak. Regidrago for 3. And then why not Ultra Ball for Ice? That actually is an interesting question, to be honest, Irish. I'm actually not sure why Bradner didn't. Did get 1 net, so that's a pretty good hit. Net reset the steal. And that doesn't even need to bench the steal, to be honest. Just pass over to Caleb. Okay, Caleb, once again, looking for the Sableye play. Here's another Colress. There's Sableye. Gets rid of... Not quite, though. Has Sableye. So could go with the Pokestop this turn. Could start swinging with Dragonite as well. I don't hate either of those plays. And I think we're going to see the Dragonite play here from Caleb. Yeah, just start swinging with Dragonite. Can't get to the Sableye when they wanted to. It's unfortunate to not see the Sableye play yet. And now this gives Bradner a turn to like draw into the scoop up net to protect the damage off the Lucky, or remove the damage from the Lucky. Get Ice UFK. Oh no, they didn't have the energy set up in the discard pile. Oh no, wait, the reason Bradner didn't get the Ice is because the reason Bradner didn't get the Ice is because they were discarding what they got off the Ultra Ball. They don't want to discard an Ice when that's what they need to find. But the Ice doesn't give them a knockout because they don't have the energy in the discard pile to get the knockout. So no, it makes sense to get the Regirock there. All right, has the second Aurora, throws it on the Lecky, discards a Gigas, and then Serena away the Cape for 5. Yeah, there was not enough energy in the discard pile to get the knockout quite yet. Has the Drago, has the energy in the discard pile. This is still a good turn. Although I doubt Caleb will be able to. It would still be a good turn to... Oh no, here comes the Regice. Okay, here comes the Regice. Let's see if Caleb has a switch card to respond to it. I forgot about this play coming up. Caleb needs a switch card to respond to the Regice here. Let's see if Caleb has a switch card here to respond to the Regice. Did just use one to move the Cramorant as well. Does Caleb have a switch card? Caleb actually, I think, only has 1 switch card left. The Bird Keeper's gone, 2 Escape Rope, and a switch card are gone. So there's 1 switch card left in the deck. I don't think Caleb's going to have it here. But if Caleb could attack with Sableye, then I think that would be fine. If Caleb can pull off an attack with Sableye here, I think it's actually fine if Caleb whiffs. Oh, has the Colress here. Hold up, hold up. Might just be able to find the switch card if it's still in there. There's a Snorlax and a Capture. Has double Mirage Gate in hand. Plays Heavy Ball. Gonna be able to go grab that Kyogre. and should be able to attack with Sableye here. Should definitely grab Kyogre here. There is only 5 minutes left in the round, but I think with Kyogre, it's definitely possible for Caleb to pull off the comeback. Definitely in a rough spot. This last switch card was prize, so I was never going to be able to draw into that. There's a hard retreat into a Comfey, but Caleb could have gone with Net. I think it's a mistake here from Caleb. I think he's kind of playing pretty frantic here. Caleb could have gone with Net something up. That's what I think Caleb should have done. Net a Comfey. Instead of just going with a Mirage. So I think we're going back in with the Dragonite. I think it's a mistake here from Caleb. Caleb could have actually attacked with the Sableye this turn. Yeah, Caleb could have attacked with Sableye this turn and should bench the Sableye right now anyways. Could have gone Net something up and then retreat into Sableye. That's what I think Caleb should have done. And save the Dragonite for a future play. I think Caleb's going to run out of ways to take knockouts here soon. Yeah, I think Caleb's playing a little bit frantic in this game because he is running out of time to be able to close this one out. It's still definitely doable, but yeah, there's not a ton of time left for Caleb to be able to close this one out. I think even as of right now, Bradner's in a pretty good spot if Bradner can find the scoop up net for the bench Lecky. Skip flower selecting is possible. The deck was mostly energy at that point, though, so I think maybe Caleb skipped flower selecting on purpose. Comes the cap for the Regice, so we're going to be attacking this turn for sure. Bradner's just going to be looking for a scoop up net for the bench Lecky. Yeah, I think, yeah, the first game was definitely played pretty sloppy from Caleb. This one was as well, but there's like a balance of, you know, trying to play optimally and making sure you have enough time to try and win the match or get a tie in this situation. There's no way Caleb's ever winning this match. The best outcome Caleb can hope for is a tie. Yeah, the best outcome Caleb can hope for is a tie at this point. Pretty mediocre draw as well off of that Marnie. Just a bunch of energy and didn't bench the Sableye. If Caleb had benched the Sableye and then Bradner whiffs the scoop up net, we could have had something for Caleb to do this turn. There's the scoop up net anyways, though. So it doesn't even have that as an option, to be honest. There's 2 Leckies in the hand here for Bradner. Maybe thinking about going and getting bad Lecky. Or at least maybe just trying to shuffle the deck from what... Yeah, there's quite a few supporters, it looks like, on the bottom of the deck there. So just shuffling the deck, trying to go... at least shuffle the deck, shuffle that up. Doesn't take any of the Reggies there. And 2 minutes left. Oh, also gets to use Drago for 1. So yeah, thins up the hand a little bit. Drago for 1, knockout. No good attacking options here for Caleb. Just going to even go ahead and push the Cram first. Comfey in hand, Psychic Water. Benches a French Comfey with a Water. Even loads it up with a Choice Belt. And then go ahead and Cram Punch for 110. Setting it up for a possible Sableye on the next turn, but I think that's going to be probably unlikely to happen. I think Bradner has another scoop up net in hand, so we can Sableye this Lecky though. This Lecky can get Sableyed here. See what Bradner chooses to do though. Well, yeah, there is a net in hand, so the Regidrago is probably getting netted here from Bradner. Keep removing the damage from play. I was thinking about grabbing something. There's probably no reason to grab anything here. You maybe even want to try and thin out your hand and draw with the Regidrago. Looks like it's going to go ahead and, yeah, fail the quick ball. I don't think it can draw with Regidrago, but you also don't need to draw this turn. You just need a net reset into something and attack with that. And I feel like Bradner might just attack with Gigas here. I think Gigas seems like the best attacker. We'll see. Choice built to Gigas. Oh, now can draw 1 with the Drago. 1 for Drago. And then, yeah, I guess net reset Regidrago I think seems best here from Bradner, then attack with Gigas. Maybe if there's a twin, if there is a twin in the discard pile, I don't know if there is. And yeah, the Gigas send up makes sense. Drago comes back down. And then load up your Gigas. And time has been called, so it's turn 0 for... Oh, actually... Okay, and just concedes there. I was going to say, that's not even an attack. Bradner didn't even have an attack there. Just playing for the tie at that point. So Bradner wins 1-0. Yeah, I don't know if Caleb really ever had a shot in this second game, to be honest, with how much time was left. Play a little frantic, definitely made some misplays, but you have to play... I talked about this a lot last time I streamed, I feel like. It's like there's a balance to winning matches. Your goal needs... If your goal is to win the match... Theoretically, you want to make every action perfectly, but there's sometimes not enough time in the match to do that. So you have to play at a balance of a time efficiency slash playing optimally. I think this was a good example of that from Caleb in this game. Like Caleb was just trying to going through actions, just making sure he was doing something that progressed towards drawing prize cards every turn, knowing there wasn't that much time left in the round. And making the priority doing something as opposed to trying to play optimally, which gives you a higher chance to win the match, or in this case, tie the match for Caleb, as opposed to playing optimally, right? So sloppy play in the second game from Caleb, but there was reason behind it, right? Just trying to play time efficient as opposed to optimally. Game 1, I think there was quite a few mistakes there from Caleb, though. I think Caleb probably would have walked away with the winning game 1 had he played a little bit cleaner. So I definitely think there was... some stuff to clean up in the game 1. Yeah, the game 1 was definitely pretty rough from Caleb. And I think probably would have walked away with the dub in game 1, which probably would have led to the dub in the series overall if Caleb had played a little bit cleaner in game 1. But yeah, dub for Bradner in this one. All right, let's go ahead to round 6. See what we got. Okay, so we got Pablo Meza with the Rayquaza Lost Box versus Jake Gearhart with the Palkia Articuno deck. 3 water energy prize off the rip here from Jake is not great. I'm pretty sure Jake only plays 7 or 8 water energy. Now, Jake did not make day 2, so I'm not sure what Jake's list looks like, but we can make some general assumptions. I do have Pablo's list to look at, though. And I do have to say, I think this matchup is going to be probably favored for Pablo. It does have 4 escape rope, so that'll make the SQ, if Jake plays it, a little bit weird. Also, the double Raikou sounds really, really good into this matchup for Pablo. Yeah, the double Raikou sounds really, really good in this matchup for Pablo. Quick ball off the rip here, getting rid of the Sableye. Probably going to look for Greninja or Comfey. Here's some notes taking. Love to see it. Checking prize cards. So quick ball off the rip here for Pablo. Going to be a Comfey or a Greninja almost for sure. It doesn't need to stress too much about trying to do anything on this first turn. You do want to try and build up a decent loss zone if you can as Pablo, because you want to threaten Raikou turn 2 and make Jake scramble to try and get the Manaphy out alongside everything else Jake wants to set up. Or, be able to pull off an attack with the Raikou, or if they whiff it, then be able to pull off the attack with the Raikou. If Jake can't get the Manaphy out, then you kind of just win. So Comfey grab. One final check. Shuffle up. And then we'll see some flower selecting coming up soon. There's the Comfey. Double Colress Enhance, so a pretty good start here from Pablo. Saves the escape rope. This is actually something that's a little bit matchup dependent sometimes, but I usually like to see the escape rope be played first, because that opens up the possibility to put the energy somewhere. But I guess in this hand for Pablo, it's probably correct to do attach retreat first. Actually, I don't know how I feel about that, because if you escape rope first and you get Battle VIP pass, then that leads to Greninja. Greninja discards the energy, draws 2. I almost still feel like I like the escape rope first here from Pablo. I actually don't like the retreat first, because the energy attachment is so much more flexible than the switch card. The switch card does one thing. It moves your active Pokemon to the bench Pokemon, but the energy can be attached or treated. It can be discarded with Greninja. It can be attached somewhere. So I actually think I would like to have seen the escape rope first here from Pablo and hold the energy, because that leaves up more options. You're hyper worried about Empoleon and SQ? That's fair. That's fair. Okay, yeah. So if you have the escape rope that plays around Empoleon, SQ, I don't think you need to worry about SQ that much when you play 4 escape rope, and this is your first one, but Empoleon is fair. So I guess that is fair, actually, to hold the escape rope to play around Empoleon. All right, Comfey or Rod. But then, okay, so you say that, but then you go ahead and play the escape rope. But once again, though, you have, in your hand there, you still have Colress, and you play 4 escape rope. So I still think I lean towards liking the escape rope first. And if that is the reason to hold onto the escape rope, then you should still hold the escape rope here as well, I feel like. But once again, you have the Colress, so I don't hate the idea of being more aggressive with your escape rope here. Rayquaza, or what was the option there? Rayquaza or Grass. Takes the Rayquaza. Seems fine. I could see an argument for taking the Grass. My experience in this matchup is pretty limited, though, because the Raikou seem like they're pretty good, and you might not even need Rayquaza in this matchup, to be honest. But yeah, with double Colress in hand, I think you're pretty safe no matter what, to be honest, with playing 4 escape rope in the list. But I to be honest, because of Empoleon, I kind of like the idea of holding this escape rope specifically, because you want to make sure you have one for the next turn in case they have Empoleon. I have no clue if Jake does play the Empoleon. It looks like Jake has the SQ, not the Empoleon, though. I think I saw the SQ in the front. Yeah, so there's the SQ in the deck here for Jake, which means there's going to be the Wash Energy. So the way to tackle this is Jake's going to try and get down SQ with Wash Energy at some point on the bench, and then try and get down to like a lone SQ board state. But it looks like Jake's start here sucks. Yep, Jake went attached to Palkia Pass. That is not going to get to the lone SU. Whoa, all right, that's a good Colress from Pablo. Really easy there. Double Battle VIP pass to discard pile. And then also an escape rope and a scoop up net with the Raikou in hand. So this is already starting out to be a great draw here from Pablo. Scoop up net or Colress. I like the scoop up net grab here. Yeah, I like that. Just dig deeper. You could actually win the game this turn as Pablo. If you get Mirage Gate, there's the Mirage Gate. We're getting up to 6 here. If you get Mirage Gate and then you also get one of the energy you need from Pablo. Hopefully Pablo checked their energy and knows that this metal energy is safe to be lost. I didn't really overly look at the prize cards for this match. Another Comfy down. Here comes another scoop up net. Save the escape rope for now. And then Pablo just needs to hit. Well, that's not actually true. Depends what's prized. Just goes into the cram, though. Doesn't even go for the game here. Could have got game here. But I guess if you go for game here as Pablo, you do risk... If you do go for game here as Pablo, you do risk losing your escape rope. But is that really a fear? I don't even know if that's a fear, to be honest. I think I would like to have seen Pablo go for game here. Pablo could have gone for game here. If you scoop up net into the other Comfy, and then Comfy gets... Wait, how much HP does Articuno have? It's 110, right? Yeah. The other Comfy gets one of the energy. You win. If you whiff, you can still just go like Mirage Gate to Raikou, Mirage Gate to Comfy, Retreat, Cram, KO. I don't know. I don't hate going for game here. I can understand the idea of like playing it a little bit slower too, though. You're going to be so far ahead off this rip anyways, you're probably in a fine spot. All right, Palkia send up from Jake. Does top deck the Irida, so isn't quite dead in the water yet. And I'm actually curious to see what how Jake plays this here. Could go for the Keep Calling. Could also just go for the knockout on the active. If you go for the knockout on the active, though, as Jake... You're probably getting return one hit KO'd by the Rayquaza. Or I guess it's possible. Actually, it's not for sure. It's just possible, I guess. Irida here. Line up Sobble and Level Ball. And then the rest of the hand has Raihan, Palkia V-Star. So maybe as Jake here, you just go for double Sobble. And then you just start swinging with Palkia. Force Pablo to KO your Palkia, and then you look to go into like a lone, what's it called after that. On this turn, though, from Pablo, we could actually see KO double Sobble, which I actually think sounds pretty good here. We see the escape rope in the hand here for Pablo, so we could see Pablo go KO double Sobble. There's a couple ways Pablo could handle this. Has the escape rope, so could go for the double Sobble KO. Goon versus Rayquaza, I think, in the hand currently. Which is the Goon, keeps the Ray. I think that might be a Ray. Actually can't tell what that is. It looks like a Ray. It has a metal in hand. So yeah, Pablo could KO double Sobbles here, which seems pretty good. Goes for the Raihan. Could still happen. Energy to the Raikou. Could also KO. Could also punch the Palkia. And if you punch the Palkia and don't KO it, you never can lose to Lone SQ, because the Palkia can't leave play for Jake. Actually, that's not true. Jake could thwart in the Palkia out of play. Ooh, wait, no, you can't do that. You can only do it on basic Pokemon. I was coming up with a play in my head that just can't happen. You can't do that. Thorn only works on basic Pokemon. So from here from Pablo, if you want to be super safe to play around SQ, I guess you could just go punch Palkia, set up damage on, or KO one of the Sobbles. And I think that's probably fine here. You can also go for double Sobble KO, and I don't think that's terrible either. It looks like Pablo's eyeing up the air balloon. So we're definitely not going to see the escape rope happen. But yeah, I think that's probably fine here from Pablo. Just go for the the punch on the active, KO one Sobble, and then that leaves it so that the SQ can't ever, there can never be a lone SQ board state, which I do like. Or maybe chaining Rhyhorns here from Pablo, actually. Yeah, it takes a Rhyhorn, actually, instead. Mirage Gate comes out. Can also hard to treat the active here still, but might also go for the escape rope play. Uh-oh. No, this is fine. Lightning Grass, and then attaches the metal out of hand. Yeah, hasn't attached for turn yet. Yeah, I think either play here from Pablo is pretty good. There's the escape rope play. So no dealings to happen next turn. I assume Pablo... Yeah, this makes no sense for Pablo to punch the Palkia here. So, and then has the Rayquaza getting set up on the bench as well. So can just kind of win the game by going KO Palkia next turn if Jake doesn't have another attacker. And Jake has a Rhyhorn, but can't play it because there's no water energy in the discard pile. Oh, no, is there one? There might be one. I don't think there is one. All right, Jake concedes and goes to game 2. Was Jake even knocking out the active there? I don't even know if Jake was knocking out the active there. So yeah, goes for the double Sobble KO. Like I said, KOing, hitting the active Palkia plus punch a Sobble would have been fine as well. You know Jake can never play around the lone SQ play can never happen. But I don't know if you have to play that aggressively around the SQ play, to be honest. I think it's probably fine there as Pablo to be like, all right, if I take out both your Sobbles, how do you ever get to a lone SQ board state anyways? You still have the Palkia in play. The Palkia is still in play at that point as well. And to build up the SQ from there would be pretty tough. Okay. So Pablo still has no idea what kind of answers Jake has to Lost Box. Could have Empoleons, could have SQ. Pablo doesn't know yet. Based on how that first game went from Jake, I think it maybe be pretty hard to draw a conclusion on that. You'll appreciate the 16-month resub there, Harrison. So yeah, Pablo still wants to probably try and play in fear of both cards. All right, from Jake here, nothing too ridiculously important prize, and it looks like Jake did choose to go first. Has a heavy ball, gonna be another Sobble. So this hand looks way better for Jake. No turn 1 attachment isn't gonna be great. Once again, a cram start for Pablo, which isn't bad. It's actually like the second best starter for the most part. I guess maybe the second best starter might be Radiant Greninja, to be honest. Cram might be the third best starter, because then it gets your Greninja in play already. Yeah, your best starter is Comfey. Second best starter might be Radiant Greninja, and then third best starter is Cram. So Cram's still not a bad thing to open up with, to be honest. Yep, Sobble off the prize cards from the heavy ball. Has a quick ball to get rid of the Drapion. Has a Greninja in the hand. Actually, that might be a Manaphy. That might not be Greninja. I think it's Manaphy in Jake's hand, actually. It is eyeing up a Palkia, but has no energy attachment, unfortunately, for Jake. So it's going to go with the Palkia. And once again, it's going to be trying to get down to an SQ board state at some point. It's actually possible. I don't have access to Jake's list. It's possible Jake doesn't actually play away. All right, so pretty awkward start here from Pablo. Quick ball away Raikou. And the question in these kind of hands is always, well, one thing I actually would like to have seen from Pablo, actually, is there is the Oranguru in the hand. So there's actually multiple basic Pokemon that Pablo wants here. I think Pablo should have started with Primate Wisdom. Because when you go to use Quick Ball, you take a basic Pokemon out of your deck. And if you take a basic Pokemon out of your deck, you have less chance of hitting a basic Pokemon if you use Primate Wisdom. Am I uploading this to YouTube? Yeah, I will. So I think Pablo should have started with Primate Wisdom here. Because you don't really need... Because you want to hit... usually in situations you're like your Desperation Primate Wisdom is like, oh, I hope I get the Colress off of this. But in this situation with Pablo, where you have so little Pokemon search, you want to hit a Comfey or a Greninja in this situation. So I think Pablo should have started with Primate Wisdom here for sure. And now the question at this point for Pablo is, do I get Greninja or do I get Comfey? Once you've committed to the Quick Ball like this from Pablo, I do like the Greninja grab. You could go for the Comfey grab, but then you're hoping that one of those two cards is enough to keep you going. Whereas with the Greninja, maybe both cards are decent, and then like the combination of those two cards is what keeps you going. So in these kind of situations where you're committed to only finding like one Pokemon like this from Pablo, I do like the Greninja grab over the Comfey. But yeah, like I said, I think there's a Guru in Pablo's hand here. So I think Pablo should have gone with a Primate Wisdom first. We'll see, though. Going through the prize cards pretty thoroughly here. Taking the notes. Love to see it. Appreciate 35-month resub there, Fred. Yo, what's up, Fred? Yeah, the concealed cards. Now, once you've committed to this line from Pablo, I do like... Yeah, there's the Guru. So the Guru should have happened before the Quick Ball, because if we got Greninja or Comfey off the Primate Wisdom, we wouldn't be mad, right? Because then we could Quick Ball for a second Comfey or the Greninja, whatever it might be. So we would like to have Primate Wisdom first, then Quick Ball. The Guru probably doesn't see what we want, but it might. And it might see a Colress as well, which is even better, right? Then we Quick Ball for the Greninja if it doesn't get a basic, and then we kind of go from there. Now here comes the Primate Wisdom, and we're really hoping to see a Colress. Ideally, that's a Raihan. So pretty slow start here from Pablo. Doesn't need to bench the Manaphy. Did have it in hand. But yeah, it doesn't need to bench it because there's really no threat of Greninja this turn from Jake. Like, Jake could use Greninja, but kind of who cares if Jake uses Greninja here? Like, you can do 90 to two Pokemon that have over 90 HP. So, yeah, not going to do a whole ton for you. Jake doesn't have a great hand here. And is debating going with Irida just for Greninja plus Bucket. And then hoping to draw some good stuff off that. There's no real great play here, I don't think, from Jake. The SQ's in the deck, once again, wasn't prized. Now thinking about Drizzile. Maybe you do... that's actually tough. I don't actually know what you get here as Jake. You could guarantee to start to develop an Inteleon by going Drizzile, Bucket, and then Drizzile for Quick Ball. That way you guarantee to have a Drizzile developed. I wouldn't hate to see that. And now we might see a Quick Ball away the Choice Belt here from Jake. Grab themselves the Greninja, and you still go with the Greninja, but now you guaranteed have a Drizzile develop, but might actually just go for Shade Dealings and Inteleon. So I might play this a little bit slower and really not get too much done this turn. Could keep calling, but still definitely needs to get something off this. So yeah, could get the Evolution Incense and then keep calling, I guess, after that. This feels really slow here from Jake, but the Greninja play, I don't think was going to lead to too much more for you anyways. But still could have done this and gotten the Greninja off. But this guarantees the, this does guarantee the, what's it called in the next turn. 2 Lightning Energy there from Pablo. So a lot of energy here for Pablo. Primate Wisdom, Lightning Energy into Lightning Energy. So not a whole ton happening. But yeah, this does guarantee the access to the Inteleon on the next turn for Jake. So I think I like this play probably a little bit more than the Greninja play. Although setting up Greninja, getting energy in the discard pile, that is also something you want to do. So I guess it's kind of a close call, to be honest. Attach and pass. Over to Jake. Jake really wants to do something this turn. You don't want to let Pablo sit here for forever doing absolutely nothing while you also do absolutely nothing. So Jake really wants to make something happen this turn. This is the turn to make something happen here as Jake. Here we go. There's Inteleon, Net, and Irida. We should probably see... The thing with this situation, though, I guess that doesn't really matter too much. Being able to Palkia to your SQ doesn't make a big deal. It isn't a big deal, I don't think. Here's the V-Star for the... Or here's the Irida for the Palkia V-Star. The Quick Ball. Gonna probably grab the Ninja this time. Net on the Inteleon. Shady Dealings. Maybe not. Shady Dondines. Shady Dealings. We're back at it. What are we grabbing? Raihan was the grab. There's a retreat. So we're swinging this turn as Jake. Now, there is a Raihan in the hand here for Pablo, but that's not going to do a whole ton for the current board state for Pablo, to be honest. Yeah, Raihan's not going to be a big game changer here, I don't think. So this is actually, like, this is still not that much going on here for Jake. Yeah, this is still pretty lackluster. And there's a swing. Doesn't bench anything else either, so keeping the bench pretty small here. Here we go again from Pablo. Concealed cards. There's a Comfey. Does have a Raihan. I wonder if at some point soon Pablo should just concede this game. I don't know. Like, this is a matchup I've never played before, so I don't know the comeback potential on Pablo's side. I imagine it's, like, pretty high here, probably. Yeah, I imagine it's probably a pretty good shot here for Pablo to make some kind of comeback. I don't know what that is. That's a Cram. Okay, so it gives us the Cram. So we should see a Raihan here, I assume. There's Primate Wisdom first. Got a Battle VIP pass. That's sick. That's great. Attacking with Cram here would have been pretty nice from Pablo, though.
Comes a Raihan to the Sableye, and probably gonna grab another Comfey, I would imagine, because we gotta set up his Lost Zone. But is eyeing up the Colress? Yeah, I definitely like Comfey over Colress here. Like, Colress is great for next turn, but we still need some more Comfeys at that point. I would definitely go with the Comfey here if I was Pablo. Yeah, it looks like Pablo's gonna agree on that. I guess it's fine Lost Zoning the Cram there, to be honest, because, like, what is the chance that you actually ever attack with Cram? And you're not attacking with Cram this turn, and next turn, if you're attacking with Cram, you're probably losing. So you want to be attacking with something else to be a little bit more explosive. Goes with the Escape Rope over just the Air Balloon Retreat. Sobble send up here from Jake in response. Yeah, there's already a course for the following turn. And probably just a pass from Pablo. I actually wouldn't hate to see Comfey retreat. Setting up an energy on the Comfey. That's fine, I guess. What happened to the Manaphy? Am I tripping here? Where did the Manaphy go? Didn't Pablo have a Manaphy in the hand? Wait, what happened to Pablo's Manaphy? Am I, like, losing my mind? I'm watching on 1.25 speed. I swear Pablo had a Manaphy in the hand. When did it leave the hand? So the V-Star power is used, though, from Jake. So the Manaphy doesn't matter anymore in this matchup. Or it shouldn't. I guess that's not true. Jake does play Raihan. It was Jake. Was it Jake? I swear Pablo had a Manaphy in the hand. No, Pablo did have a Manaphy in the hand. I swear Pablo had a Manaphy in the hand. That was last game? Was it last game? I might just be tripping. All right, the dealings are in for Jake, Bucket, and Boss. Are we chasing the Sableye here as Jake? I feel like you probably want to chase... you either don't want to chase anything and just KO a Comfey, or you want to KO the Greninja. I feel like chasing the Sableye here, when there's only 2 in the Lost Zone, isn't worth it. I feel like KOing Comfey actually here is pretty comfortable, or chasing the Greninja. Greninja's always a good chase, to be honest. Yeah, I don't like that Sableye chase. There's so much. Pablo plays 2 Sableye. Jake doesn't know that for sure. Yeah, I don't like that Sableye chase at all there. Pablo building up 8 in the Lost Zone if you took away one of Pablo's Comfeys would be super hard. I feel like Greninja is probably the best thing to remove from play here. If you're going to remove something, I also just think Jake attacking a Comfey there is just fine, though, to be honest. There's Pablo's Manaphy. Doesn't need it anymore this game because the V-Star power has been used. That's actually not, like I said, that's not 100% true. Jake does play Raihan. So if Jake just attaches to Greninja one turn, the next turn you could Raihan and like KO 2 Comfeys or something. So, but Manaphy is probably pretty safe to remove from play here. I don't know. Maybe Pablo can get to 10 here, and I'm just kind of, maybe I'm the one who's tripping. It's maybe possible. I don't think it's gonna happen, but we're up to 7. I think Pablo's going to be more so aiming for a Rayquaza KO or close to it. Goon or Colress. That'd be another Colress hitting the Lost Zone. Just goes to the Goon. Is up to 6. It does have Quick Ball to potentially get another Comfey. Escape Rope into Comfey. This is actually interesting here from Pablo. Yeah, I actually don't know what you do here as Pablo. This is awkward. You grab another Comfey. Do you... Oh, it hasn't used concealed cards yet. Oh, okay. That's actually... I think we should have opened our turn with concealed cards, right? Do we have extra energy in our hand? We maybe didn't, actually. Now we have the concealed cards, though. Okay, now we have a Scoop Up Net. So now we could Quick Ball for a Comfey. Scoop Up Net, reset a Comfey. That would give us a lot more options to work with. You know, I don't think Pablo had any energy to use with the Greninja yet. Was with the Ray, though, but we don't have 7 in the Lost Zone. But I guess we could see... No, I'm pretty sure Pablo's already retreated, actually. I'm pretty sure Pablo has already retreated. He is taking the Ray, though. He had 1 Lightning. It might have been worth to hold the Lightning there, but it might have been worth to just Greninja off the rip to start, to be honest. I'm pretty sure Pablo's already retreated here, so I don't think we can retreat again. We don't have any Comfeys to use either. So, I don't know, Pablo's just kind of out of options. Pass. There, yeah, that's it. Pablo just passes. So, I don't even know if we should have played the Quick Ball there, to be honest, because now a Marnie here from Jake would be pretty punishing. So, I don't love that choice there from Pablo, but I don't hate it. Once again, like I said about Jake's last round, I didn't love Jake chasing down the Sableye there. I think I would like to have seen Jake just KO a Comfey. I would like that a little bit more. Or chase the Greninja. I think Greninja is a little bit of a bigger card in most situations. I think we're finally seeing the Greninja get set up here from Jake. little bit limited on the dealings as well. Inteleon is established. And okay, did Pablo scoop and go to game 3? I think maybe Pablo scooped there and was going to game 3. Okay, yeah, that just seems super awkward to me. At first, I thought Jake conceded. Jake was like, "I'm gonna use Shady Dealings. I'm gonna use the Irida here." And like, this sucks. I'm just gonna go ahead and pack it up. So double Irida prize from Jake. Pablo's side, nothing super important. Second Sableye could hurt if Pablo lost owns an initial Sableye, hoping the second Sableye is not prized. But I think Pablo might play the heavy ball. Actually, no, Pablo doesn't play the heavy ball. All right, really good start here from Pablo. Battle VIP pass off the rip. Gonna Secret Ninja plus second Comfy probably. And a ton of options in the hand as well. I'm probably gonna Secret Ninja plus second Comfy. Look for some aggressive turn 2 attacks. Manaphy start here is not great from Jake. The Manaphy start is not great, especially if it goes down early, because then that opens up plays from the Raikou pretty early on. Let's see, what is Pablo going to grab? Checking the prize cards. Checking the hand. And we're going with Ninja for sure is one of them. I mean, I'm just going to assume Comfy is going to be the second one, but it's possible we go with something else. And okay, Greninja Comfy, as planned. Horse in the hand as well already for Pablo. Double battle VIP pass in the hand here for Jake. So Jake, even though open the Manaphy, but I don't see too much else to work with in the hand there for Jake, to be honest. I don't see too much else in the hand to work with. The double battle VIP pass. I think there is a Drizzile, but that won't be until the following turn. Here comes the dealings. Got the Guru as well to play around any potential Marnie. Even bench a Raikou and attach to a Raikou here, or could dig deeper with the Comfies. I kind of like digging deeper with the Comfies. Escape Rope versus a Grass Energy. I think you could probably give up this Grass here as Pablo to keep the Rope. Goes with that. Hasn't seen any aggressive Empoleons yet, so I think Pablo can probably make a pretty good read that Jake probably does not play Empoleon, but might have that SQ. The boss is super important for the SQ, to be honest. Potentially KO it before it gets set up. Got the Guru, going to get the Primate Wisdom, and that Colress on top of the deck to play around any potential Marnies from Jake. Oof, there's a Battle VIP pass. That makes things a little bit awkward, because now you're like, okay, do I play this Battle VIP? I've had this happen to me a ton. Does have a Colress in hand still. I don't hate this play here from Pablo. Just going to go for a Cram here. Could go for Cram and Manaphy, actually. Actually, I kind of like that. You do want the Manaphy out at some point. You don't get to bench a Raikou then. Goes with the no Manaphy. It goes with no Manaphy. I don't hate that. The Greninja play is a little bit awkward from Jake anyways, I feel like, to kind of set up and go with, so it should be fine. This does make it, if Jake does have a Marnie here, which I don't even know if Jake plays, to be honest. If Jake did have a Marnie here, that could make things a little bit awkward for Pablo. Pablo could potentially not find a Colress. There is one more Colress back in the deck now because of the Guru, and if there's no Marnie from Jake, then there is a Colress in hand from Pablo. The really awkward hands are where you Primate Wisdom your lone Colress on top of your deck, and then you draw into a Battle VIP pass, and you're like, ah, shoot. Because you want to play the Battle VIP pass, but with no Colress in hand, is it worth, are the basic Pokemon worth losing the guaranteed Colress next turn? I've had that happen to me before, and then not draw back into the Colress, unfortunately. All right, Battle VIP pass number 1 for Jake. Sobble and Greninja. Battle VIP pass number 2 for Jake. Like I said, the rest of the hand does not look that great, though. The rest of the hand looking pretty mid for Jake. Looks like Sobble's going to be a grab, and there's also a Sobble in the hand there for Jake. I'm actually curious how many net Jake plays. I think it's probably 3, but I actually don't know for sure. Grab Sobble. Sobble only goes for 1 off that one. There's a net on the Manaphy. Wants to conserve the Manaphy. I like that. And then, yeah, a Drizzile in the hand. And a quick... Yeah, the rest of the hand is not great for Jake. So, yeah, it's... Cram Punch from Pablo is probably going to be the play. Opens up with Comfy. What? Opens up with Comfy. We have a Colress in our hand. Oh, are we ever bossing the Manaphy here, actually? Oh, I actually like that from Pablo. Boss KO Manaphy is actually pretty nice here. I was so confused for a second, though. I was like, I don't know about that. This means we won't have the boss for the SQ later on, though, which could come back to bite Pablo, possibly. But I kind of like this. This does open up the Raikou plays pretty aggressively here. Primate Wisdom, the course on top of the deck, just in case of a Marnie. Hard to treat the Comfy. Attack with a Cram. I wouldn't hate to see a Raikou get benched here either from Pablo, to be honest. Just as your attacker on the next turn. Like, if you get Marnied, that way you just have one set up. Otherwise, there's 2 on the bottom of your deck, which can make it hard to find. So, I like this for sure. MKO's Manaphy. And now, what do you do as Jake? You have a Drizzile in your hand and not much else. Yeah, this is not good. Top deck Water to start. You could go get the Greninja now and start using some. Yeah, not being able to get off, like, none of these games. I don't think Jake has gotten off turn 1 Greninja concealed cards. I don't think Jake has gotten off turn 1 concealed cards in any of these games. So that's been kind of unfortunate, to be honest. But it looks like that's probably what Jake is going to line up here, is some concealed cards. There's definitely been a lack of cards being concealed in this match so far for Jake. Pablo's been concealing a lot of cards. There we go. Yeah, does need to draw decently off the Greninja, though. You do need to find, like, some dealings or some nets or something if you want to attack this turn as Jake, which I guess you don't have to attack, but you probably want to. Well, no, I guess you're guaranteed an attack here. You can go concealed cards plus attach or treat the active. Okay, so you're guaranteed to attack this turn as Jake, but it does involve your Palkia attacking. Okay. Another Drizzile is nice. It does involve your Palkia attacking, which I guess is, like, not the best. You don't really want to attack with Palkia. Well, you don't have a choice, though, do you? You're just like, you're always attacking with Palkia in this matchup. I take it back. So attach or treat, attack with Palkia. Palkia is probably not getting 1-hit KO'd, but it could get 1-hit KO'd, and that would be awkward. This is kind of an awkward setup now as well, because, like, Jake really can't bench the SQ with this Wash Energy and have it not get KO'd by Raikou. So Pablo on this turn could go... Potentially, Pablo could 1-hit KO this Palkia this turn and leave Jake with basically nothing, it feels like, to be honest. There's a quick ball. There's the SQ grab. So finally confirming to Pablo that they do play the SQ. Oh, wait. Okay. So Jake is able to pull off the KO double Comfy. Oh, okay, there was 2. Okay, I got scared for it there for a second. So Jake actually does get the Greninja play here. So maybe Pablo not benching that Manaphy, coming back to bite him a little bit. We'll see. Might struggle to actually get to 7 in the Losso now. And actually, Pablo is down 3 Comfy now. And realizing that, might actually play an Ordinary Rod here to recover Comfy to give them a shot of actually pulling a attack off with a Gate Pokemon here. Mirage Gate Pokemon. Because getting to 7 without a Comfy this turn is going to be almost impossible. Actually, no, that will be impossible. You need a Comfy here as Pablo. It's 2 Grass and 2 Comfy. Back to the deck, and then we'll see the Colress to go up to 6. And if they can find a Comfy, get into the active, and then get the Raikou in the active, they could go with Raikou here, knock out the Greninja, and actually also knock out a Drizzile. I actually like this play from Jake here a lot, going with the Greninja. Ooh, that's a lot of energy. And a lot of gates. Okay. Looks like Grass and Psychic might be hitting the discard. Ooh, actually, this is kind of awkward from Pablo. Yeah, so I think this is actually... Like, looking at how this played out, I think it was a mistake for Pablo to not get the Manaphy, right? I think Pablo probably should have just got the Manaphy. Punch with Cram. Yeah, probably should have just got the Manaphy, right? Just, like, plays around this Greninja play that could come up sometime soon. And we saw it did come up. It wasn't too far away from coming up. There's a Comfy. You would need a switch card here as Pablo. So you could get the Comfy into the active by going attach, retreat, Cram. And then you would need a net or an escape rope to attack with a Raikou this turn. Wait. Okay, almost in it. All right, almost a big mistake there from Pablo. This is the air balloon. There's 2 lightning and a grass in the lost zone. Did get an escape rope. Okay, so now should play the escape rope first to see what Jake sends up. We should see escape rope first here from Pablo. Did Pablo use Primate Wisdom yet? No, it looks like no. Here we go. Primate Wisdom, a gate on top. That's actually interesting. I don't know why Pablo Primate Wisdomed first. Maybe to throw Jake off a little bit by using Primate Wisdom first and making him think that's the end of their turn. But now we see the Raikou send up here from Pablo. And Pablo is going to attack with the Raikou this turn, knock out the Sobble, and knock out a Drizzile, I assume here. Does play the Recycler. Pretty low on recovery here for Pablo as well, to be honest. And here comes a Mirage Gate. Actually, maybe double Mirage Gate, but didn't bench the other Raikou ahead of time. So that's interesting to me. No, just one Mirage Gate happening. Now, Ray versus Raikou. What do you bench here as Pablo? What do you want to load up? Thinking about the Ray. Yeah, if Palkia becomes the next attacker next turn, I like the Ray build up here for sure. And yeah, it goes with the Ray. That makes sense. So Lightning active, fighting to Rayquaza. Has another Mirage Gate for next turn. So there's a ton of stuff happening for Pablo's side of the field. Gets a Sobble knockout, knocks out a Drizzile. I wonder if Jake should have sent up Palkia, but I guess it's weird if Jake sends up Palkia and then, like, if Pablo just goes Grand Punch Palkia. I don't know if Jake plays Melanie, to be honest, so you appreciate the 21 3 sub there. LT Surge, yeah, Drizzile and Sobble getting taken care of. Pablo going down to 3 prize cards. This will activate Raihan for Jake. And then we do see the Palkia send up here. And there's a Raihan. I don't think this SQ is ever getting used, though. This SQ seems like it's just not going to happen. I don't think the SQ is happening this series at all. I should probably go for the Shady Dealings in Teleon. I don't know what you're getting off of the Shady Dealings in Teleon as Jake here to really give yourself a shot. We'll see. Get this knockout, but then if Pablo just goes KO this Palkia, you still can't get down to lone SQ anytime soon. I end up in Irida. I forget what that. I don't know what that other card is that Jake already grabbed, but Irida. We're gonna get Irida plus something here. What are we going for? Can't see. Lost City plus Raihan. Okay. Yeah, Jake definitely doesn't know if Pablo plays. Yeah, Jake doesn't know if Pablo plays 2 Raikou or not. Second Raikou. If Jake knew about the second Raikou, I don't know if Jake would go for the Lost City here. And goes for another Palkia as well. So completely, we're never seeing the SQ in this series, it looks like here. From Jake. It's just not happening. There's the KO. Goes to the Lost Zone. From Pablo, we're probably just looking for Rayquaza knockout. The follow-up KO is going to be interesting, though. I don't know how Pablo is going to get that last prize card. There's no easy prize cards on Jake's bench right now. I guess the Greninja... Actually, that's not true. The Greninja only has 130 HP, so Sableye plus Goon does KO the Greninja, so we could see... Oh, but I think the Goon might be in the... No, the Goon's in the hand, so we could see Pablo put the Goon on the bench this turn, to be honest. Here we go, Mirage Gate. Gonna grab Grass and Lightning, and then has the Psychic in the hand to KO the Palkia. And the question is, where's that last prize card coming from Pablo? Like I said... Probably can KO the Greninja. It probably needs to be like Sableye plus Goon KO Greninja. So we could see Pablo go for the Goon Ping on the Greninja this turn to try and set that up. Because there's not really too much else for Pablo to bench anyways, I don't think. But I'm curious to see what Pablo does here. With that. Has the Ordinary Rod in hand, but there's nothing really to recover. I don't think there's like a Sableye or Psychic Energy in the discard pile right now. Oh, has a Colress still. Okay, so we still got Colress to use this turn. Second Ordinary Rod, bunch of nets. Training Court being put in play would be kind of nice, to be honest. Just preemptively have that in play. So could Lost Zone cram plus a net here. I don't hate that. Yeah, cram and net, bite in the dust. And then Jake does need Roxanne next turn to actually, like, probably stop Pablo from winning this next turn. Training Court hasn't used Greninja yet, I don't believe. So could you still use Greninja this turn as well? Like I said, I would like to see the Goon Ping on the Greninja here already, because if you do get Roxanne next turn, which it looks like Jake doesn't have, although actually no, it doesn't really matter though, right? Because if Jake Roxanne's next turn, then Jake can't Raihan or Melanie, which means Jake doesn't attack. But to be honest, maybe that's the play from Jake. Maybe you should Roxanne next turn, but maybe you need, I don't know how much energy Jake has left, because if you Roxanne next turn and then build up your Palkia over 2 turns, maybe that's better, because then Pablo's Rayquaza is potentially trapped in the active for the turn. I don't know. All right, gets the knockout on the Palkia. And now over to Jake. has the Raihan, so we'll be able to attack this turn, but I think Pablo has the Sableye play just in the hand. I think Pablo just wins next turn. I think Pablo should have... Like, I think it's a pretty reasonable play. The Training Court makes things a little bit weird for Jake, but you did see what Jake grabbed off Shady Dealings last turn. So I think Pablo still should have gone with Goon Ping on Greninja right now. Like, on this last turn. Pablo should have gone Goon Ping Greninja to play. Because I think that's Pablo's win condition here for the most part. I guess you could have some kind of other... Yeah, now Pablo just has it in hand. Yeah, so I think the Goon Ping should have already happened from Pablo. Just in case you get Roxanne. Because, like, this Raihan play from Jake is just so weak. I would almost, like, assume as Pablo that, like, they have to have... Like, Roxanne into double attack on the following turn almost seems better. But I mean, it's going to be hard for Jake to have a good turn anyways. So there's no, like, good play here from Jake, it feels like, to be honest. Raihan happens, has the V-Star, has the energy, so can get the knock on the Rayquaza, but we saw in Pablo's hand, has the Sableye, has the Raihan. So this game is pretty much over. There's the Greninja. Probably should have done that before the Raihan there from Jake. So a little bit of a missequence, but I'm pretty sure Jake kind of sees the writing here on the wall, as well as Pablo does. Yeah, the SQ, we didn't see the SQ in any of the 3 games here from Jake. Jake did draw a little awkwardly in the games in general, I feel like. Goon Ping, and there's the net, and then 12 knockout. Is there 10 in the Lost Zone? Yeah, there's 10 in the Lost Zone there from Pablo. Okay. So yeah, Pablo wins pretty clean. The matchup seems pretty tough for Jake, to be honest. Like, 4 escape rope and the boss's orders. Like, I feel like you're never getting the SQ play to work, and then there's so many opportunities for Pablo to draw a 2-to-1 prize trade with, like, the Raikou, the Sableye, the Rayquaza, being able to, for Pablo to be able to draw 2 prize cards or even 3 prize cards in a turn when Jake is only drawing 1. So yeah, pretty good matchup, I think, for Pablo overall. And not surprised to see him walk away with the dub. All right, let's get to the next one. I think this one's going to be awesome because I think it is perfect. A Lugia Mirror. Okay, chat, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some socks, and I'm going to go ahead and grab some lunch. So I'll be right back. What time is it, actually? 3:30? Yeah, we'll be able to finish out all of day 1, I think, today. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab lunch. I'm gonna get some socks because my feet are cold, and then we'll finish out the rest of day 1 when I'm back. I'll be right back. All right, chat. Have we like avoided Luke? Has there not been a single Lugia game so far? There hasn't, right? That's actually awesome. All right, let's get some Lugia action then. Let's see what's happening. Lugia Mirror Riley versus Piper. Lugia Mirror. Thoughts on SE versus Wash and Lugia? Probably pretty bad. I don't know. Never really thought about it. All right, let's let me find Riley's list real fast. I have no idea what Piper's list is. Oh, no, I can't find Riley's list either. All right, it doesn't matter. We won't have either list. I know Riley doesn't play Choice Belt. I'm just going to assume... I'm going to assume Piper plays Choice Belt, but maybe Piper also doesn't play Choice Belt. We'll find out. Prize cards, nothing super important. Three draw supporters prize for Riley isn't great. One of the vacuums, not going to be a big deal. I don't think a huge deal overall. So, Piper's going first. Charizard, attach, pass. Over to Riley. Who has a much better start here. Quick ball away, and Archeops has a Lugia in the hand. So yeah, much better start here for Riley. Riley goes for here. Probably, maybe just going to thin something out, or maybe like prioritize Guru. Guru's always a good grab when you have an extra Pokemon search grab here. Also has a capture energy in hand, so could set up quite a few Pokemon. Oh, but it looks like it doesn't have a draw support in hand. I thought I saw a research. But it looks like I was wrong. No research in the hand, so going to go for the Luminion, probably for a research. And we'll see what the capture grabs off the Lugia. And even has the Evolution Incense in hand as well. So this might grab the Guru. And yeah, prioritizes Guru. We could see Guru put the Yveltal back in the deck, or we could just see Riley throw the Yveltal in play. I'm curious to see what... Actually, no, you probably want to put the Yveltal back in the deck here as Riley, because actually you don't... Actually, I would have liked to have seen Riley prioritize the Guru before we even get the Luminion, right? Because, like, what if Riley gets a draw supporter here? Then you're not using your Luminion, so I think that would be a waste. I prioritize the... No, you should Primate Wisdom the... Oh, Primate Wisdom's the Luminion and gets the research that I was talking about. Wait, doesn't even want to play this? I'm confused. Wait, what happened in this sequence? I feel like that's incorrect from Riley. I think from Riley here, we could have gone quick ball for Guru first. Guru put Yveltal back into the deck. Luminion for research. But then if we get the research off the thing, then we just play the research. I don't know why Riley doesn't want to play the research here and set up further. Just like see more cards. You could go bench Yveltal. But I guess if you bench Yveltal at this point, then you can't play down Luminion and get double... What's it called? But I don't know. That's fine then, I think. I don't know. I think we should have Primate Wisdomed the... I think we should have Primate Wisdomed the Yveltal before anything else actually happened here from Riley. Like, that should have been... We should have gone Quick Ball for Yveltal. No, Quick Ball for Guru. No, Capture Energy for Guru. Bench Lugia, Capture Energy, get Guru. Guru, Primate Wisdom, the Yveltal on top of the deck. See what we get. If we get the research, cool. Evolution Incense, get another Archeops, play the research. Maybe wants to hold on to the Pumpkaboo because not quite sure exactly what build Piper's playing, which I guess is reasonable. But Riley also plays double vacuum, so you have other outs to Pat to the Peak if Piper plays Pat to the Peak. So I think that's what I like to have seen with Riley's. Capture, Guru, Yveltal. Guru, Yveltal. If we rip the research like we did, like Riley did, who knows if we would have done it in that same situation. And then play the Evolution Incense, get the Archeops, play the research. Yeah. I think that's the way Riley should have played it, I think. But now we see the pass, unless Riley, like, for some reason, thinks that they went first. Appreciate the 64-month resub there, gamer. All right. Piper did find a Lugia a turn late. And this also eliminates... This is another reason I really don't like this play from Riley. It eliminates the chance to have, like, an aggressive next turn, right? Like, Piper already had a really slow turn one. What if Piper just doesn't draw into multiple Lugia next turn. And then if Riley plays the research the prior turn, maybe that research then leads to like a boss or Serena Gust Up Lone Lugia, just kind of win the game from there, right? So yeah, I think it was definitely a mistake from Riley there. I think we should have been more aggressive. And I don't like the sequence of events where with how the Guru played out there either. And not a huge fan of that play there, or that sequence there from Riley. I think that could have been better for sure. So Archeops grabbed here from Piper. Has the Raikou, so both players playing the Raikou. Gets the second Lugia down, which is great. I got that going for him. Then another Evolution Incense here. Now should have 2 Archeops in the discard pile. Goes and grabs another Archeops. So not safe the Evolution Incense for the V-Star on the next turn is interesting. But I think Piper does have a energy to use Read the Wind. But now it doesn't have a guaranteed out to the V-Star. Probably will draw one. You're just likely to draw when the deck plays so many outs to the Pokemon. Ooh, does cost a powerful energy, and does have a Marnie enhance. I don't know if I like this play from Piper here, to be honest. Now you're going to lose a powerful energy, and you're going to lose a powerful energy, and you had a Marnie in hand for next turn, and that Evolution Incense guaranteed you a V-Star. So I don't know if I like that play there from Piper. All right, here comes the Evolution Incense from Riley. I'm going to grab an Archeops. I'm going to research it away here. And then maybe bench the Yveltal. We'll see. Probably bench the Yveltal here, I think, as Riley. We'll see, though. Anti-Marnie bait? I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess it does play around Marnie. I don't know. I would have just liked to have gone more aggressive. Almost researches away the Yveltal. Bench Yveltal, then research. 6, 7. Yeah, I'm doing to everything. Has the V-Star, has the energy for the active to retreat it. And can get this first knockout on this Lugia V. No problem. There's the V-Star power. Now, there is an opportunity for Raikou as soon as the next turn for Piper to kind of make some kind of a comeback here. Oh no, because the Dunsparce is in play. That's unfortunate. No, but we could still see quite a bit of Raikou value from Piper actually coming up soon, though, actually. So I'm curious to see what energies Riley grabs here. Could go with like a capture to the active. Go with a V-Guard and a capture. Lugia. You definitely want the V-Guard there, I guess. Then another capture there. Okay, so a lot of captures on this Lugia. And then Aurora to the active here. This does open like a reasonable play for Piper to actually Gust KO and Archeops, to be honest. Because if you have like Gust KO Archeops here as Piper with the V-Guard energy, it would make it awkward for Riley to actually get a return KO. So I wouldn't hate to see that here from Piper, but I don't know if they have access to that kind of play. Also, just Choice Belt, knock out the active with Charizard is reasonable. Goodbye, Lugia. So the Charizard is pushed here from Piper. And did lose a powerful energy, so it's impossible to KO this V-Guard energy. Actually, no, it's not impossible. You can still go triple powerful plus Choice Belt. The Chops are out. But then the Yveltal would just respond to your Lugia. So as Piper here, you probably want to like KO this Lugia with... As Piper here, you want to KO this Lugia with Charizard, and then you want to use Yveltal, or you want to use Raikou to clean up like Yveltal plus Dunsparce or Yveltal plus Guru or something. Prioritizing Guru here as Piper. And then here comes some Archeops. Double capture to the Charizard. Maybe it's just going to stop there. I wouldn't hate to see some energy start to get built up on the benched Lugia, though. Like, if Piper plays the V-Guard energy, just go grab that now and put it on your bench, Lugia V. I think generally when I see people play Lugia, they're just a little bit too scared to start building up energy in other places outside of their main attacker. And then you can start to get punished by just, like, whiffing because you draw too many cards, stuff like that. I'm not sure what Piper put on top there. I think it was the Raikou. I think Piper should just bench the Raikou there, though, to be honest. Also, like I said, once again, could have used the other Lugia to build up a little energy on... or the other Archeops to build a little energy on your Lugia. Here comes the capture to the Archeops. And it does have the Guru in play themselves, so the Raikou is a little bit of a threat here from Riley on the next turn. Like, Riley could go KO Archeops plus Guru. I did see the Manaphy in the deck there from Piper, so we could see the Manaphy grab here. Like I said, I would have hated to see the Raikou get benched, but you mentioned Raikou, you definitely don't want to bench the Guru alongside it. This fails to capture, though. So we could definitely see some Raikou plays here from Riley. Has the boss, but not... has the boss, but not a way to find the Raikou. But it's just going to be a Charizard Punch, actually, no KO as well. All right, second Archeop's getting used here from Piper. Like I said, this should have been used, though. I think this should have been used. You should get the V-Guard here, though, too, right? What are you saving the V-Guard for? Oh, you can save it to put on your Yveltal or your Raikou. No, you can't put it on the Raikou. Oh, you could put it on the Raikou. So still, once again, saving the V-Guard energy. Although I don't hate it being on the Lugia. And then there's just a punch, 250. Yeah, I guess you could save the V-Guard energy. But yeah, once again, so I think the double turbo on the Lugia is fine. But you should have, once again, searched that. Piper should have searched that double turbo out before playing the Marnie. I guess I don't hate holding onto the V-Guard. You can do some weird things with V-Guard energy in this matchup to like stop Luminian, return knockouts, and shuffling back to the deck and stuff like that. So I don't hate it. But definitely should search out the double turbo ahead of time. I think maybe you should just bench the Raikou and then not bench Guru. I would like to have seen Piper bench the Raikou but not bench the Guru and then play the Marnie. Give yourself a higher chance of finding the choice belt. Because I think if you whiff here, if you whiff the choice belt here as Piper, I almost feel like you just lose. So I don't hate Piper trying to be a little bit more aggressive here. But maybe I'm wrong on that because of the Raikou play that could come up here. Riley is stacking this Yveltal, but this is actually opening up the Raikou play here for Piper. So maybe I'm just kind of wrong with that. And like getting the Charizard Punch here is just kind of fine. Charizard Punch, Riley knocks you out. And now Piper gets to go. Oh, there's the Gust KO, so it's gonna be the hard retreat. Okay, but Piper can still go Raikou and KO and draw 3 prize cards here. But Riley will only have 2 prize cards left with Charizard still around. So it still makes things tough, actually, for... This still is a tough spot for Piper here, I feel like. Yeah, Yveltal gets the knockout. We will have the response with the Raikou here from Piper. And it's something that maybe Riley didn't think about because they didn't see it, so maybe they would have played different. I don't know, there's not too much more. Riley could have KO'd the Raikou, I guess, if it was on the bench from Piper, so... But this is still a bad spot for Piper. As long as Riley can find it. And there's the Charizard. It was prize, I think. But now, out of the prize cards. And I imagine this is where... Oh, actually, no. Maybe I'm wrong. Piper is already loading up energy. Oh, no. This is playing an Evolution Incense. So checking the energy. I thought Piper was using an Archeops here. I was like, there's no Raikou on the bench. So I guess it's just not happening. But... I think we should see the Raikou now. So yeah, Raikou comes down. Gonna draw 3 prize cards here for Piper, but still, once again, still behind on the prize exchange. So I don't think this like really puts... and does go for the V-Guard energy. This does stop. Now you are... The thing is you're losing an energy here as Piper. So I don't know if Piper can afford to lose this energy. This does stop like Luminian knocking out the Raikou. It's not always relevant, but it might be relevant. It doesn't mean you go down 1 energy as well. So does Piper have enough energy to win this game is kind of a question. There's a Primate Wisdom into a Luminian and then see the hard retreat. And Raikou is going to, yeah, knock out the Yveltal and knock out... Oh, the Guru, not the Lugia. Okay, interesting choice from Piper. This, I don't know if I like that. That leaves Riley with 2 more energy to utilize to get a... I don't like that, I don't think. Because now how do you win the game as Piper? How do you ever win the game as Piper, right? Because now Riley just goes double turbo, or just like 2 energy on the active knockout, and then Charizard knockout, and the game's over. And there's no way for Piper to like KO this. Like if Riley benches Charizard this turn, you can't KO the Lugia and the Charizard or something. I don't know. V-Guard stops Stoutland with 4 powerful for game. That's true. I didn't think about that. That is true. And I think Riley does have all 4 powerful left, so that actually would have been a viable... If there's all 4 powerful left, though, I feel like Riley just wins. There is all 4 powerful left, though, right? I'm pretty sure there is, yeah. Riley's in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, I don't know about not KOing the Lugia here as Piper. I feel like you kind of had to pressure the energy that Riley had in play. Yeah, the V-Guard makes sense as long as you have enough energy left on Piper's side, but I feel like you kind of had to pressure the Lugia here. Like, not pressuring the Lugia makes it feel like you're never winning... It almost feels like you never win as Piper. Like, I just don't know how you ever win. Because here we even go. We see double turbo grab. And Riley's going to go ahead and probably grab an Aurora for the Charizard at the very least. May as well. Or the Heat. Why not? Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Now there's just 2 attackers set up. Maybe Piper was just going to hope that the Charizard was in the last couple prize cards. But even then, like, Lugia into Archeops was used the game, so... I think Piper had to go after the Lugia there. Was there any reason Piper couldn't go after the Lugia? No, right? Piper could have KO'd it, right? Yeah. I don't know. I think I like the knockout there a little bit more. All right, Lugia knockout, Charizard set up on the bench. So Piper should just concede here, right? The Charizard's on the bench. Like, how do you ever win as Piper? Riley has one prize card. Riley KOs either the active. Yeah, all right. Picks it up. Yeah, definitely should have KO'd the... I think if you KO the Lugia there as Piper instead of the Guru, you have a chance. It's still a bad... You're still in a bad spot, but you have a chance. As opposed to this line from Piper, I don't think you really ever have a shot. It's always a bad spot, but... It's always a bad spot, but at least you have a shot. Guru prize here from Piper. Yveltal prize, probably the bigger of the prize cards here. The Guru isn't as big in the mirror match. You don't want to use it as much when you know your opponent has Raikou. If you know your opponent has Raikou, Guru's not as good. We didn't see any choice belt there from the double Manaphy star. We didn't see any choice belt from Piper. I'm looking through the list now. It looks like Piper does play the choice belts, though. I see them in there, so there's probably at least 2. And that definitely gives like a slight edge to Piper. Riley does not play the choice belts. The choice belts aren't always super relevant in the mirror match, but they can be. So I definitely give Piper the slight edge overall. It allows Charizard to take 1 KOs on Lugia V-Stars. It allows Raikou to take 1 KOs on Lugia V-Stars. So yeah, definitely, Piper definitely has like the slight advantage. Not by a whole ton, though. There's the pass. Just holds the Charizard. Opening hand here for Riley. Not too sick. Has a Lugia, which is important. And when Piper has like a slow start like that, you don't really have to bench second Lugia V. You kind of just want to. And it looks like Riley's probably going to get pretty aggressive here about finding a Luminion, though. So going to grab the Archeops here off the Ultra Ball and then Quick Ball away the Archeops. Could have just gone for not getting the Archeops here, but getting the Archeops here seems pretty good. Pretty good. I think you probably want to get the Archeops here as Riley. And get in the discard pile. Because you could have gone Ultra Ball away. You could have gone Quick Ball away, Ultra Ball, and saved all 4 of your energy as well. But then you have 0 Archeops in the discard pile. Which starts to get a little bit sus. And goes for the Marnie. I'm curious to know exactly what Piper's hand was, but probably wasn't anything too ridiculous. Could have benched the Charizard as Piper. I wouldn't have hated to see that from Piper, to be honest, to bench the Charizard to play around and getting Marnie back to your deck. There are a lot of situations where you can use the Charizard pretty aggressively, to be honest. It doesn't want to be your first attacker, but like after that, like if you go Lugia, like Piper's only decent attacker into this Manaphy next turn could be Lugia. Ideally, you want to attack with Stoutland, but maybe you want to hold off on the Charizard then. Because if you want to go like Stoutland, double Archeops, plus you might need your own Luminion as Piper. Yeah. And there's the pass. All right. Evolution Incense in the hand. So pretty good draw here, it looks like, from Piper. Going to be able to get both Archeops, and I think has a Serena or a Research even, which is even better. The Research would be even better. And they can look for Stoutland KO Manaphy to draw 2 prize cards, which is pretty cool. And then with the way the board state is currently for Piper, Piper can kind of win the game by going 2 prize, 2 prize, 2 prize, and never give Riley a chance to get ahead in the prize exchange ever, basically. And we'll have their own Manaphy on the bench to stop from any like Raikou shenanigans from happening. So I think Piper's in a pretty good spot. Yeah, there is a Research. So yeah, if we could see the Stoutland here, that would be perfect for Piper. And I think did draw the Stoutland, unless I'm tripping. If not, it's going to be a little awkward. Because then you're given, like, Riley the kind of potential advantage in the prize exchange. Ooh, that hand is so many energy. I don't know. And that's not a Stoutland. There, I thought I maybe saw a Stoutland. I don't think there's a Stoutland there. So one play you could do here as Piper is you could attack with an Archeops, but you'd really have to, like, figure out how you think that... and I think Piper's going to do it. You can attack with an Archeops here to take this KO, but then you have to be really, like... thinking ahead as to how this game is going to play out, and you have to be super aggressive with your energy attachments and stuff, where you put all your energy in. Make sure you don't kind of misplace an energy, because if you misplace an energy at this point as Piper, you could just lose the game instantly by misplacing 1 energy card, because you're only going to have 1 Archeops to work with for the rest of the game. I do kind of like the idea, and this is why My favorite card in Lugia for the mirror match, the Snorlax, is so good because this is where you would attack with Snorlax if you could. Yeah, it's where you could attack with Snorlax. Stoutland would also be pretty good here as well, like I mentioned, but Snorlax is also a pretty good attacker here as well. And the Snorlax can be a little bit better because it makes it awkward for him to respond to Snorlax. But gonna go with the Archeops. And like I said, like try to load up as much energy in play as soon as possible. Maximize your attachments. You only have one Archeops from here on out as Piper. But if you're having stuff like if you're attacking with stuff like Yveltal and stuff, not a ton of great options for Riley. Riley can't really ignore those attackers. All right. So Riley sent up the Lumineon. If Riley does have a boss here, Riley could KO the Yveltal off the bench, which is okay. Going with a capture, but might just be pivoting into something. I don't know if Riley plays the Snorlax or not. Let's see what Riley grabs here. This is also another great turn for Snorlax for Riley, actually. If Riley has to play a draw supporter, I don't think Riley plays the Snorlax though. But this would be a great turn for Riley to attack with Snorlax. I don't think Riley plays the Snorlax though. I could be wrong on that. I actually played against Riley round 1. I don't remember. Thinking about Guru. Guru is a little bit interesting here because Piper still has the Raikou. Goes for second Lugia. Okay. So a lot of 2-prize Pokemon in play for Riley here. Which is generally something you want to avoid. But Riley feels like the only way to go about this one is to put that second Lugia. I don't know if I agree with that second Lugia in play there from Riley, to be honest. Chops are out. So Riley will be attacking with Lugia this turn. Could attack with Charizard, actually, but probably won't be. I'm not sure I like the V-Guard. Actually, that's kind of weird from Riley. I don't know if I like this V-Guard energy here from Riley. Maybe save it for the next Lugia. But I guess, like, if you don't put the V-Guard energy in play, then Piper's going to KO this Lugia with Lugia. If you put the V-Guard energy in play, then Piper KOs this Lugia with Yveltal. That's actually, like, interesting. That's interesting how that kind of develops. Yeah, if you put the V-Guard in play right now, Piper's going to attack with Yveltal, probably. If you don't put it in play, then Piper probably doesn't attack with Yveltal and just attacks with Lugia V-Star. Interesting. Once again, Lax would be great here, but no Lax from Riley. All right, so yeah, going to go with the Yveltal send up immediately from Piper. Has the V-Guard, so makes sense, going to be a little bit easier of a knockout here. First Archeops happening is thinking about getting the V-Guard energy. This is a really cool play you can do. Actually, you can attach the V-Guard energy to the Yveltal. And then that means it can't be looped. Ooh, but goes for the double Aurora. Instead, I think we could have gone with the V-Guard here, though. Decides to save the V-Guard. So you can put the V-Guard on the Yveltal here, which means then you can't get Luminioned by Riley. Riley can't use Luminion to KO the... Riley can't use the Luminion to KO the Yveltal. So I think it's actually a mistake here from Piper, because you could have done the play. I don't know. This means Piper wants to save the V-Guard energy for the Lugia, but Riley has... I don't know if Piper knows if Riley doesn't play Choice Belt. Piper might. Piper might. I guess that also means Piper's behind the energy attachment as well there. So yeah, maybe I don't hate that play, because currently I think Piper is just winning the game. You feel it needs to be rainbows? Yeah, but Piper could have gone rainbow. Piper has an Aurora in hand, so she could have gone attach Aurora from hand, plus get Aurora, plus what's it called? And stopped Illuminating going back to the deck. Riley's going to end up using another Luminion anyways. It's not that big of a deal because there's always going to be like an extra 2 pressure on the bench. But that means... No, I guess that's... Well, it does mean... What is Riley going to send up here? Riley probably sends up an Archeops here. Yeah, most likely. Yeah, Piper still could have done it. It just would have ended with one less energy in play. But I think this might be on track for Piper to win the game anyways. So this probably makes the most sense, to be honest. This is like on track for Piper to win. You just don't get like I don't know, like the cheesy play through the V-Guard energy. Yeah, and I assume Riley will be Luminian into an Archeops here. We'll see. Nothing too great in the hand there for Riley. Shuffles in. Yep, run to the Archeops. Lugia sent up here from Piper. Has the quick ball. So can go for a KO on the benched. I don't know. Do you go for the benched Lugia here? You could also go for the Charizard, right? You could also go for the Charizard. Piper had an Aurora in hand. So Piper could have searched out V-Guard plus Aurora from deck and then attached Aurora from hand. Goes for the boss on the Charizard. Okay. No. Lugia, okay. But wait, doesn't get the V-Guard energy. Isn't that the time to get the V-Guard energy instead of the capture energy, probably? Wait, what if Piper had gone V-Guard energy? Okay, hold up. What if Piper had gone V-Guard energy plus KO Charizard? That seems pretty good. You do get KO'd by Yveltal. Well, actually, no, that would set it up pretty bad, actually. No, it makes way more sense, actually. I thought I was like, oh, yeah, that seems pretty good. But no, actually, this play is better, for sure. This play is 100% better. V-Guard to Luminian. Okay. Yeah, because now you're down to one prize card. Because otherwise, if you KO Charizard, then Riley could attack with Yveltal. And then that's another one prizer you have to go through. So, no, this makes more sense. I thought that might have been the time for the... All right, Riley just scoops. Where was Riley's Yveltal? Oh, Riley prized the Yveltal, didn't he? It was in like the last two as well. That's right, Riley prized Yveltal. Okay. Yveltal prize once again for Riley, and so is the Raikou. Yveltal's in the first two. Stoutland's gone as well, which can be like a nice Pokemon to use in those early weird situations where people like open Manaphy's or Dunsparces or something. But all right, Riley's going to be going first once again, and seems to have a pretty good start here. Has the turn with Lugia, so be off to the races on the next turn. Going to grab Lugia V here and go from there. That's right, Riley's Yveltal was prized, and Riley doesn't play Choice Belt, so the Charizard could never KO the Lugia. Although it might have been worth it for Riley to fake digging for Choice Belt there, to like make Piper think that Riley plays Choice Belt. Up to this point, maybe Piper just thinks that Riley doesn't play Choice Belt. But if you could fake it, if you pretend you're like going to dig for Choice Belt, you're like, oh, and you whiff, then I don't know, maybe. Might be worth it. Goes with double turbo active. Interesting. Thought we would see the double turbo to the bench there from Riley. And then Aurora to the active. Or maybe even just discard the Aurora and hope to draw a capture. All right, Ultra Ball from Piper, getting rid of Lost Vacuum, which is dead in the matchup, and getting rid of an Archeops, eyeing up a Luminian. I'm not sure what the rest of the hand is. So it looks like Luminian for research or debating grabbing an Archeops. So I'm very curious as to know what the rest of the hand is. Quick ball away the Archeops. Okay. So this does mean Piper is not guaranteed a second Lugia. So Riley possibly next turn could just go knock out Lone Lugia and probably walk away with this or run away with this game. Can I say I whipped Choice Belt before scooping? I don't think so, but I don't actually know for sure. I wouldn't. You could like play out your whole turn, do all your actions, and just be like, never lucky. I can see it. I'll go to game 2. You can always hit him with the never lucky. All right, research here, but like I said, Piper is not guaranteed, and did not get a second Lugia V-Star. I think you have to retreat here as Piper to the Dunsparce. Oh wait, actually I think that might be an Ultra Ball in the hand. All right, there's the retreat. Safe for now. And I don't think Riley has Gust KO. Aurora to the bench. This was interesting. This was interesting to me from Riley. Like, why not double turbo to the bench, Aurora to the active? Well, I guess that means you need more powerfuls, I guess, right? Okay, I guess that's true. If you put a double turbo on your Lugia, you need more powerfuls for it to actually KO a different Lugia. I think on this turn, Riley is just going to look for the Stoutland knockout, right? Or you could KO with Luminion now at this point as well, to be honest. I guess it depends how aggressive you want to be, right? Oh, but the Stoutland is prized for Riley here. So Riley can't Stoutland knockout. Even if he'd like to. And maybe that's what he's looking for here, and now realizing, unlucky. So now I think we are going to see the Luminion knockout here from Riley, and maybe send up something like a Manaphy. But goes for the Guru. So he might be sending up Guru here. All right. Yeah, so pretty unfortunate for Riley to be able to attack Luminion, get out of play. But I guess no matter what, you're going to be ahead as Riley here. Like, if Piper didn't retreat to the Dunsparce... Actually, the more I think about it, I don't like that double turbo on the active Luminion. Because what if Piper had retreated to a Guru? Right? If Piper had retreated to Guru here, the Luminion couldn't take the knockout then all of a sudden. The more I think about it, the less I like this double turbo on this Luminion. I don't know how much more I like it on the Lugia potentially, but I don't like it on the Luminion. That's for sure. Maybe you just go like, yeah, I don't know. The more I think about it, the less I like it. Yeah, let's see what we're setting up here as Riley. Do you also want to burn all of your Pokemon search cards here? Looks like he's thinking about keeping an Ultra Ball. Gets rid of another Aurora. Does play a Hiding and a Heat, though. And now is going for this Manaphy. I don't know if Riley should have got the Guru. I don't really like the Guru grab there from Riley. I don't think that was like that great. I guess it was like okay. I'm not like a huge fan. Unfortunately, the V-Guard energy is in the hand and can't load that up on your Lugia, even though you'd like to. But you have, if you don't load up any energy here and Piper has Boss KO Archeops, I think you're in trouble here as Riley. Okay, now we see Guru the V-Guard back. Okay, and now we're going to see the second Archeops for sure. Okay, okay. Yeah, if Riley didn't grab any other energy here, then it definitely opens up an opportunity for Piper to Boss KO. V-Guard. I would hate to see one powerful come down, maybe. But I guess no powerful is like fine. Alright, there's a knockout. Send up the Manaphy. Chillin'. Manaphy going down, though, on the next turn. I mean, that's just going to let Piper... I guess it just lets Piper go... Luminion KO Manaphy back. Man, Lugia and Mirror matches, they're terrible. Yeah, now you get to go Luminion KO the Manaphy back. Alright, that's fine. Now you got to send up a Chump to the active here for Piper, but you don't want to send up something too chumpy because then that opens up the Stoutland play. You need like a mid chump. You need the Guru. Guru's like the best send up here, I guess, because it burns all of your opponent's powerful energy if they want to KO it. If they want to KO it with Stoutland. They could KO it with something else, obviously, but. Alright, Ultra Ball. Archeops and Lugia V-Star biting the dust. And is that Stoutland? Alright, so Piper's going for Stoutland. The one thing with this play is it leaves your Luminion in play as Piper. If you go to put Luminion back in the deck, then Riley needs 5 prize cards with 1 2-prizer in play. But now Riley needs 5 prize cards with 3 2-prizers in play. So I don't think I like this play from Piper. I feel like you get to play the game a little bit more. And you get to KO the Manaphy to look for like a Raikou play as Piper if you Luminion KO the Manaphy and then run to a 1-prize Pokemon. So I think I like that a little bit more here from Piper. I don't like this play as much, to be honest, because I feel like this is just like giving Riley the game. You're just like, okay, Riley, as long as you just draw mid for the rest of the game, you win. But if Piper does the Luminion play, KO the Manaphy, send up their own Chump for the turn, like ideally a Guru, I feel like you get to play the game a little bit more as Piper. So I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm not a huge fan of this play from Piper. Because now Riley can just like turbo rush through the game and just be like, okay, well, now it's just KO 2-prize or KO 2-prize or KO 2. Like they just go back and forth, KO and 2-prize Pokemon. Like, which favors Riley in the end because Riley will be ahead on the prize exchange and only has 1 2-prizer in play, whereas Piper now has 3. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this line here from Piper. I feel like you open up more plays for you to like try, like you're always going to be at a disadvantage in the situation, but I feel like you open up more opportunities to get ahead if you go for the shuffle Illuminium back to the deck play. I don't know. We'll see. I assume Piper here on the next turn is going to be looking for the Yveltal play to try and KO this Lugia. Maybe has the return Lugia knockout, but that V-Guard energy is going to make things annoying for sure. Two captures grabbed off the first Archeops. Riley doesn't even use the second Archeops. Kind of feels like another scenario where potentially Piper could boss KO Archeops. Maybe. Probably not. Maybe I'm overthinking that. I'm always thinking about boss KO Archeops in Mirror, but I feel like it doesn't happen quite as much as I want it to, or I think it does. There's an Ultra Ball in hand, so can go get like another basic to throw on the bench here. Could also just bench the Stoutland. Doesn't have a pivot set up, though. That's kind of awkward for Riley. I feel like Riley should put an energy in place somewhere here. Like either use the second Archeops to search out an energy or something like that. All right, Luminion sent up now for Piper to pivot into something, I assume, because it does have the capture energy on it. Or, yeah, you're always going to be looking to pivot. If you're always attacking with Lugia here, it makes it a little bit awkward to have sent up to Luminion because you could have just sent up to Lugia. But I'm sure Piper's going to try and play for the Yveltal play. I forget if Piper prized Yveltal. I don't think so. I don't know if I'm going to like find their prize cards. No, I don't think Piper did prize Yveltal. All right, Serena for 4. There's a capture, there's a quick, so Yveltal should be possible here. But once again, Piper still has 2 prize Pokemon in play. So now on Riley's side, Riley can go KO Yveltal and then Gust KO a 2 prize Pokemon, or Gust KO a 2 prize Pokemon and then KO a 1 prize Pokemon afterwards, or just KO another 2 prize Pokemon because you got like Yveltal and Charizard still for Riley. So I feel like Riley has a ton of options here on how to close this one out, to be honest. I feel like Riley's in a pretty good spot. Yeah, the trade goes like more heavily in Riley's favor here, it feels like. With Dog, 2 with Raikou. KO Lugs. 2 with Dog, 2 with Raikou. Oh, that's true. But it looks like Piper does not have that play. It depends on what Piper's hand was, I guess, as well. But yeah, that play was not possible. Yeah, Piper could have done that, right? Dog, KO2. And then KO2 with Raikou. Yeah, that would have been possible. That is true. There's a Guru grab. But we see the Yveltal now. So no, I guess it is still possible, though, right? No, it's not possible anymore. You can't use Yveltal and Raikou. No, it's not possible, Mello. Oh, no, it is possible, because she could use Charizard. Okay, with Lugia, then Raikou. Well, no, you can't use Yveltal and Raikou in the same game. I don't think Piper plays enough energy to do that. Actually, I should take that back. It is possible to do that, but not every list can do that. I don't know if Piper's list can do that. I don't know if Piper can go Yveltal and Raikou after this, but I guess it is possible. That is true. Also, Piper filled up their bench pretty aggressively here, so like the chance of having Gust plus Boss seems pretty low. Riley had the Raikou. The Raikou here to KO Yveltal plus snipe the Lugia. I didn't hate, to be honest, because that opens up a lot of attackers to KO the Lugia afterwards. I wonder what Riley's even going to grab here off this Ultra Ball. Yeah, the Raikou play here was actually decent, I think, right? Raikou KO Yveltal, put damage on Lugia. So Lugia has 160 HP left, so you could even use an Archeops at that point, because I think there's still a decent amount of powerful energy left for Riley. Yeah, I kind of like attacking with Raikou there, as long as you have the energy left. Oh, he didn't have enough? Okay. So instead, going with the Charizard attack, it looks like. Too powerful active. Yveltal to the bench. Archeops number 2, going for Aurora. Or maybe attacking with Archeops this turn. Okay, so going to load up Yveltal and attack with Archeops. Riley is a little vulnerable to Raikou here, but like I said, I don't think Piper can use Raikou here. But I guess that was a prize trade that Piper could have done. Would be, yeah, 2 with Stoutland, 2 with Raikou. Oh, the KO on the Luminion with the Archeops. Okay. That's a pretty good play here. That's a knockout. Bench is loaded up. See, I don't think Piper has a play here anymore then. No, Piper could go Lugia KO Yveltal. Lugia KO Yveltal, I think, is Piper's only play here. Yeah, I think if Piper has Lugia KO Yveltal, and then Riley does not have boss, but needs a boss, can Piper get to a boss? It might just be off the Primate Wisdom. It'd be a pretty pretty good Primate Wisdom. Let's see. No boss in hand currently. Here comes the Wisdom. I think that was a research. Yveltal knockout. Yveltal gets sent up, so it should be a dub here for Riley. Could even just attach that Aurora energy to the Charizard and just win the game. Aurora and Heat. There we go. And that'll also do it. Yveltal knockout Yveltal and game. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think it all comes back to that turn where Piper knocked out the Manaphy with Stoutland. And I guess there was a line there, right? Like, Piper, this is the turn right here. So Piper knocks out the Manaphy with Stoutland. And it depends on what Piper's hand is here. So Piper could have, instead of getting Stoutland here, could have got something else and then just go Luminion, KO Manaphy, load up some energy on Lugia, run to like some chump. Instead, Piper goes Stoutland, KO Manaphy. Now this does open it up, so then Piper can go knock out Lugia, and then Raikou knock out Archeops, knock out Guru. So then Piper would win the game first, to be honest. That does open up that play where Piper would win the game first. But then you like, it depends on what the hand is. There's only a 3-card hand there for Piper, and like that's like a lot of cards to follow up on without ever playing a draw supporter potentially. So I'm not sure. With Guru on bench and Manaphy down, she could also Raikou for 3 or no belt on her list. Oh no, she does. You know, Piper does play the belt. That's true as well. If Riley does attack with the Lugia, you could go. But that would just be a mistake from Riley to attack with Lugia, right? I think Riley never attacks. That's not true though. Riley might have to attack with Lugia. Actually, I take that back. I think Riley does attack with Lugia from here, right? And then if Piper does have, yeah. So if Piper ever actually has the Raikou belt here, then Piper would probably just win. But Piper did not have a good follow up. So actually, no. To be honest, the more I think about it, I actually don't hate the Stoutland play. Yeah, I guess there was a route there where it was pretty reasonable. And yeah, and then Riley did attack with Lugia, so that does make it so that if Piper just has Raikou, what's it called here? You just win. Yeah, Piper just has that here, then Piper would have just won the game. So maybe the Stoutland does make sense. Maybe the Stoutland does make sense actually. I guess Riley could have benched a Dunsparce this turn though. Riley could have benched Dunsparce this turn, and that would have thrown things off a little bit. Yeah, the Dunsparce coming down this turn would have made things a little bit weird, actually, for sure. It would have been tough to deal with Dunsparce this turn. That would have thrown off the line where you follow up with Raikou. All right. All right, that is round 7. Riley wins 2-1. All right, round 8. Let me see if I might not have time to start this, actually. We might have to pick this up tomorrow. I actually don't think I have time. So we're going to call it here, chat, and I'll pick it up tomorrow at round 8. And what is tomorrow? Thursday? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, what the heck? I need to fix that. All right. You see Arrow and Tujan. I didn't know Xander. Yeah, Xander played a pretty spicy list for sure.
over here.
All right, chat. I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll pick it up at round 8. Let's go ahead and raid someone before I head off here. Let's see, is anyone on playing Pokemon trading card game online? I think Sunny's the only one on. So let's go ahead and raid Sunny. All right, chat. Have a good one. What's up, Googats? See you tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow, chat. Pick up at round 8. Xander with the Mew Aerodactyl Manaphy versus Nathaniel Dow with Lugia. And hopefully we get through all of it tomorrow. I'm hoping to start pretty early, start the stream up pretty early tomorrow. So hopefully we get through the rest of it tomorrow. All of day 1, all of the rest of day 1 and all of day 2 tomorrow. But I'm going to be VOD reviewing it all. Catch y'all tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.